What's up, gang? How's it going? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What is up? Alright, so here we are in a nice little sandboxy sort of thing. Where is the stream? That's a fantastic question. Well, guess what? We right here, baby. Hold on, things are making noises around me. What the heck is that sound? Okay, I think we figured it out. There's the background stream volume going. Don't mind that. Anyways, let's freaking get started. Hey, Tiago, how you doing? We got Post, we got Tiago, we got Nod, we got Fanta up in here. We had Colin stopping in. How y'all doing, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. Pleasure to see you. Anywho, as you can tell by all the details, we're going to be making a little, whatchamacallit, a Majungasaurus exhibit. I think what we're going to do, I was doing a little bit of research in the time leading up to this on what their ecosystem kind of looked like. These guys, if you don't already know, Fanta Guy was here. I don't know if he's still here right this very second, but he was here, so hopefully he'll be making a reappearance. Let me go ahead and switch y'all over to the game real quick. Ka-chow. Alright. Yeah, he was here, so maybe he'll make a reappearance. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, I was just doing a little bit of research on what these guys' exhibits and ecosystem looked like back in the day. I said exhibits, don't mind that. What their ecosystems and habitats looked like back in the day. That's the word I was looking for. And these guys lived in kind of like inland, coastal plain environments, a little bit of like a semi-arid sort of feel with kind of these reddish sands and red sort of substrates all around them, and they also had some like inland river delta type situations going on. So I think that's gonna kind of be the vibe that we're going for. I think what we're gonna do is first and foremost, I'm gonna kind of separate it from the rest of this area by kind of just doing a slight little lift around it. Or maybe here's what we'll actually do to separate it. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna take deep water, make it a little bit bigger, and because they actually lived in what is now present day Madagascar. And the interesting thing about that is you would think like, okay, well, just because it's Madagascar today doesn't mean it was Madagascar, the island, back then. Well, it actually was. It wasn't the exact same, but these guys lived between 60 to 80, maybe even more like 60 to 90 million years ago. I think if you want to get real specific, it was like 66 million years ago to 88 million years ago. And if you were to go back and actually look at that, then it was an island at that point in time still. According to my research at least. Hopefully that's still the current running thought. It seems like last time I was feeling pretty good about my information. I got kind of proven wrong about a couple things, but hopefully that's still the case. Anyway, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come in here and make this thing all island up. So let's make a larger radius now. I guess I probably could have done that from the get-go. And we're going to make this pretty much like a deep ocean environment. And then we'll go in and we'll get rid of those nasty lily pads all over the place, because the ocean ain't got no lily pads in it. We want it to be like a true island in the ocean. That's the sort of vibe we're going to go for with this. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Let's see, I don't know what the shape of Madagascar looked like at that point in time, but I'm just going to kind of go with a nice long, thin sort of island, kind of like this, because that's what I think of when I think of Madagascar. I think of this, and I think of going, King Julian! King Julian! But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Appreciate y'all being here. Why don't you just build it on the island generator? I guess I could, but that would be making an entire freaking island instead of just a an exhibit. This is just supposed to be a little simple exhibit. So, we'll see. I don't know. If everybody wants me to go over to the island generator, then I guess we could do that. Also going to play some sandbox mode right now while watching the stream. Very fun. What are you going to be making? You're going to be making the same sort of thing. Anywho, come in here, and we want to get rid of all of this vegetation. At least all the stuff out here in the middle of the water. Brush is acting a little bit weird. It seems to be specifically whenever we fly around and use the brush at the same time. If we sit still, then it doesn't seem to be too bad. But if I move around like this and do it, it doesn't seem like it knows how to handle that. Anywho, bear with me just a few more moments while we get our island shape all nice and islanded up. No more lily pads surrounding it. Lovely jubbly. I guess we could tuck this one in a little bit further away from the water. It's definitely not going to really sell that effect. Maybe the island generator would have been a good call, but I didn't really decide on doing the island thing until literally right this second. If I had known I was going to do that before, then I would have probably done that. But, oh well. We got the gay spider back at it again. Okay, sorry, I didn't know this was going to be an enclosure. You thought it was going to be an entire ecosystem. Just an enclosure. Yes, yes, yes. But I do like the shout. It is a good shout. Anywho, so this would be the basics of our enclosure. And I think what we're going to do is I want to have a little bit of a ridge coming up through the middle. Most of this is going to be pretty low and flat, but I do also want to have a little bit of a ridgy sort of area. I'm thinking if we come here, and that didn't look like it did anything at all. Oh, I accidentally hit the flatten button. Whoopsies. That explains that then. If we do about like that, and then we're going to flatten it off to about that height. Also, apologies to y'all if y'all hear any noise in the background. There's a little Roomba running around kind of doing its thing, so he's just cruising around. So if you hear somebody banging on the door, it's just a robot that don't know what it's doing. I think you're going to try to make a 5-star rated park in every single map, yes, including the Portuguese map, kind of like a challenge mode without the timer. That's pretty fun. That sounds really cool. Good luck with that. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to have this place kind of surrounded by a little bit of a mountain chain sort of vibe. We're just going to bring this up here. I like how it just slowly snakes its way over to you. But there's that. Maybe we'll even up the radius a little bit. I don't want it to get too crazy out of hand, but, you know, a decent sized little mountain chain. We'll have one kind of coming over this way, and then we'll bring one over here. I should have put my terrain tools back on. I think that if you have the terrain tools mod, then it behaves a little bit nicer than the default mode, kind of like this. But anywho. That's fine, this is fine. We'll just have to be a little bit more patient with it. Yeah, we'll have a nice little peninsula sort of thing over here. Maybe we'll even make this thing come all the way to the edge of the water. That'd be kind of cool, don't you think? But there's that. Curve it in this way. Did you ever watch Chaos Theory? I did not. I know that it's a big thing, but I just can't really get on board with it. I don't know, it's just a little too elementary for me, a little bit too childish, I think. Which I know sounds a little bit ironic, since this is what I really do in my free time, but I don't know, man. I know that they did introduce the Majungasaurus in Camp Cretaceous, though. Is that kind of what you're getting at? And if so, what did they, how did they, like, depict it in that? I'd be curious to know about that. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a basic ridge. It's not huge. Maybe it'd be nice to have a dinosaur down here for scale. Or here's what we can do, probably. Is we'll bring in a little statue. And this will give us a little sense of scale. Give me one of my bronze statues. Okay, yeah, see, so it is a decent size. I don't want it to be like a massive mountain, but just a nice little uplift type of thing. There's one Majungasaurus in there called Major. Do they have the skins? They're normally pretty good about including skins for that kind of stuff, but I don't know if they actually did ever do that for this. Let's go take a peek. Synthesize. Majungasaurus, modify. Yeah, no, they don't have any film skins, unless it's one of those like hidden ones, because sometimes what they like to do is instead of making a obvious film skin, like for example, if we were to come over to T-Rex, modified genome, you see right here that they've got like, there's your 1993 one from the movie. And so it would make sense if all of the film ones did that, but they don't do that for some reason. Like for example, if you want your film Spinosaurus, they don't have the film one, but they have a hidden one. And let's see if we can for the color, and then Rana for the, or blank. Actually, yeah, it looks like it's probably blank. And then blank for the pattern. And there's your film one. I don't know why they do it like that. They make it a little bit weird, but whatever. Probably going to add it on a Chaos Theory DLC. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I hate when they do that. I hate that they're making you buy a DLC for something that already exists. Because like Scorpius Rex, that's Camp Cretaceous, but it's already here in the game. They don't already have, well yeah, they already do have it in here. Like your Rex, they've got Little Edie and Big Edie. Those are Camp Cretaceous things, I'm pretty sure. And then kind of on that same sort of train of thought. Carno, what was the name of that one? Toro, right? Is he in here? Oh, they got rid of Toro? Oh, there it is. Okay, just a male. There we go. Toro's pretty cool looking, let's be honest. Hey Nod, welcome back. But anywho, back on track. All that to say that it's kind of weird how they didn't include that, in my opinion at least. So the environment, they had these like reddish sandy sort of substrates. So I think what we're gonna do is root riddled dirt might be our best bet. Take a look at these. I think this will be our best one. See, but we want red sand. I don't know if they really have anything like that. Actually, ooh, I bet you they have that in like the Montana stuff, don't they? This isn't too bad. If we were to come in and use, come on, this sandy sort of material, and then we maybe sprinkled in a little bit of the root riddled dirt, we might be able to get a good mix of that. Hey Jesse, how's it going? Maybe that would help us kind of sell that effect. Let's just put down a layer of sand and we'll go from there. Can any of you little minions go and figure out if the Badlands like Montana area gives you access to red sand? I feel like they might have that. Because we could have to make a little pivot here. Or we might not have to, but you know, if we really wanted to try and make it look the best. Trying to do some weird curving path techniques. See, that's what I've kind of been trying to do a little bit in my parks recently as well. I like doing that more than simply doing like the squares everywhere. Because whenever I was growing up, I used to just do squares all over the place. Nice grids to work off of. Because it just made everything line up a little bit nicely. But now I'm trying to shift away from that and more towards organic sort of shapes, just because it helps, you know, change it up a little bit. Make everything not look the exact same. You were just playing the challenge mode as well. Very nice. Alright. So we'll sprinkle a little bit of that in. And we've got a lot of this repeating texture going. But hopefully that'll all kind of start to get a little bit more covered up as we sprinkle in this root riddled dirt. And we'll cover this area all with a bunch of rocks. And we'll do all sorts of different things with this to try and make it look a little bit nicer. But we'll see. There's a chance that we might kind of be stuck with it a little bit. But let me up the intensity just a little bit. Okay, that was maybe a little bit too intense. I want it to be a little bit more subtle than that. There we go. At least that's helping to break up that texture a little bit. And again, we're not even really going to see the exhibit from up here. You're going to be down here, and whenever you're down on this level, you can't tell that it's really a repeating texture. So hopefully that's meaning like it won't be that big of an issue. I'm thinking that we can add in some sort of like deserty, shrublandy tree type of things, but I also want to keep this pretty minimal and kind of just arid. Find red sand. You hate ads. I see. I was a little thrown off because you threw in an extra D in there. This beach stuff looking like. Oh wait, maybe this is what we want to throw in there. Throw in a little bit of this as well. That could look nice. But we'll probably also want to include that pretty heavily here along the edges of this place. Because this is supposed to be kind of like an actual coastline-y sort of thing. So we'll do about like that. And again, we're just laying the groundwork for everything. A nice little foundation, so bear with me if you're not too stoked about it yet. We're going to definitely be making some changes in here. There we go. That's already looking a little bit more islandy, I think. You sent some pictures in the Discord. Could you check it out, please? I'll definitely have to take a look at that. Hey, Leon. How you doing? I'm doing absolutely fantastic. It's good to see you again. I feel like I haven't seen your name here in a little bit. All right, let's see. Moving on. Let's make this terrain look a little bit more natural. I think that I want to come in here. And we will do another little increase sort of thing. We want The littlest slope possible. I want it to be pretty stark. Is that? No. So we want maybe 0 fall off as well. Okay, that's the one. That's the one that we want. Okay, cool. So let's try that. We'll come in here and kind of just bring this little area up. I want to have a little bit more variation in the elevation and everything. We'll build this up a nice little bit. And I want to have it kind of a little bit like cavern-y here in the middle of it. That's kind of the general idea that I was going for. Maybe we'll even have that kind of spit out like that, almost a little nublar-y. Trying to lower the... Wait, what? Why is it doing that? Okay, maybe we just got to come back to this then. There we go. Give it a little point on the bottom, kind of Nublar-esque. That's kind of cool. Do we like that? I think we like that. And then we'll just make that look a little bit more sandy. That was the wrong sand. We want the beach one. There we go. Now we're cooking, baby. All right. Okay. Been stressed over assignments for college? Yeah, dude, that stuff sucks. At least you're getting through it, though. You're doing it. I guess it's just the beginning of a new semester, though, huh? So, hopefully you're getting settled into your classes. Be cool if you made a nest in a container. Chaos theory reference, by the way. In a container. You might have to send some pictures in the Discord of that, because I honestly do not know about that one. Okay. Let's see. So, we want to come in to... What do these look like? Let me experiment with these over here real quick. So, we've got cliff. We've got beach. We've got rock. And we've got sand. Okay. Well, rock and cliff look almost identical. But we'll try this one out for a minute. See if maybe we can squeeze this in on some of the mountainsides. Do you have the DLC? Which DLCs? I'm pretty sure I do have them all. Actually, yeah, for this game I definitely have all of them. What DLCs are you talking about, though? Lower the intensity of this just a bit. And we're going to come in and just kind of paint the sides of these little cliff sides. I'm curious. I don't know, because I have some ideas in my mind of how I want to stream water kind of flowing through here. So maybe we'll start with that, and then we'll come back and work on the mountains around it a little bit more. But I think it'd be cool to have a little bit of that inland delta sort of vibe that they were talking about in the description. I think we might try that out. Anywho. Continue painting some cliff sides along here. That's looking pretty cool. And we'll maybe come around and do the same for this side. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. See, I don't mind it going down on the bottom of the cliff too much, because that kind of looks like it's just eroded away and it's just a little pile of rocks kind of beneath the edge of the cliff. I don't want it going over the top too much, if that makes any sense. I think it makes sense to spill over on the bottom side, but not so much the top. We'll just keep kind of coming along here. And I don't want it to necessarily be 100% coverage, but just majority. I think every now and then it kind of makes sense to have some grass peeking through in some spots. And then over here we can just have a little bit more of a sand dune-y sort of vibe. Just decrease all that. Maybe even just smooth it out. There we go. Very nice, very nice. You love that you can see the chat on the screen? Yeah, it's supposed to hopefully make it feel a little bit more interactive and just encourage you guys to go and do y'all thing. You'd be fine, Leon is GCSES? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we got Spino in here. Hello. Are you the guy that makes dinosaur enclosures based off real-life zoo enclosures? I am not, but I'm not actually sure who you're referencing, but it could be the Naturalist Gamer. I think that's Nature's Compendium, or if that's the name of the channel. I believe he does some stuff kind of like that. I definitely do like the thoughts of that. I try and at least make my enclosures feel realistic and believable. Like if you missed the beginning of this, then we're trying to base off of what the habitat would have actually been like. So if that's what you're into, then hopefully we'll be able to make that happen for you. Use the third camera mode. Not forcing you, but it is the best. Let's try it out. Is that the one? So it's just like I pivot around this singular point. I actually don't really feel too much of a difference. Oh, this one's way up in the sky. Oh, okay, then. Yeah. Oh, okay. I do think, I think I agree with you. I do like that. He does it on TikTok. Yeah, no, that's definitely not me. I do have a TikTok, but I don't really use it very much. I'm not a big TikToker, personally. All right, let's see if we can make like a cool little island, but like a terrestrial island here in the middle of this. Just have this kind of splitting right through the middle. Fill this in. Add that to our little canyon sort of vibe. And then we'll get rid of this. We don't want that there. Smooth that all out, pretty please. There we go, baby. That's what's up. All right. So now, obviously, I think that the next best step to make this look a little bit nicer is to come in here with our scenery items. And we're going to take some rocks. And this will hopefully help us get that red sort of feel in here as well. I think if we bring in some nice big red rocks, that could help us out. Doesn't look like that's exactly an option. But I think we can manually go and change the color of everything. That'd be cool to incorporate this bad boy. Let's maybe put this little rock cave right here. And then we'll just have it kind of peeking up a little bit. Do we like that spot? I think we like that spot. That'll be fine. Rotate it about right there and lower it down to there. Oh, he does a little animation. That's cool. All right, we might need to kind of tweak this up a little bit, but I think I like that as a start so far. And then let's see, can we actually tweak these colors? Edit group. Rocky. Oh, we can't. Oh, I thought you could change the colors of everything, but I guess not. Currently working on a temperate national park in Jurassic World Evolution 3. You'd love to continue, but you got to prepare for this test now. Dang. That does sound really cool, but yeah, I guess got to get your priorities straight, so at least you got the test thing going on. I'm a little bit disappointed that we can't do the red rocks, to be honest. I guess while it's early in the session, do we pivot? Do we pivot and go try a Badland sort of set? Let's save this real quick and see what we're working with. New save, sure. We'll just call this Junga build. Okay, so go to main menu. I'm gonna go ahead and put up a... Oh, go. You like the spot of the cave? I'll give y'all 3 options. Okay, let me go and check out a map real quick. So sandbox, and then if we had the Badlands, see there's that nice red color. I think that's kind of what I want to go for. Clark County, Nevada looks good. I'm looking to see if there's one that feels deserty with red rocks, and that could be this Nevada one. I thought that the sandbox would have given you access to everything. That's really dumb to me that it doesn't. Oh, Southwest USA Desert. That could be the one. We've got sand and red rocks. Okay, here's the question. Then, here's the poll for you all. Desert. Start poll. Alright, I'll give you all a few minutes to work on that while I read what's going on. Also, please name Majungasaurus. Also, you just started watching player and I know that I get a lot of hate for this, but here we go. So I actually don't really watch anime, like pretty much at all. I've seen a little bit. I know the basics. Like I've seen a little bit of Sword Art Online. Everybody has seen the The one with the giant Attack on Titan, that's the one. I really liked the movie Ponyo growing up. I thought that one was fun. That's more just a movie than an actual like show though, or like a series. But I enjoyed all of those if you've already seen them or not. I don't know anything about Demon Slayer though, but good luck with that. I think that's one of those popular name ones. So far, people are voting Desert with 5 of the votes. We've got, so I guess that means 3 of y'all went Desert and 2 of y'all went Island later. How many people do we even have? Should I just call it there? It's only split by 1 vote, so I kind of want to give it a few more seconds just to see if it balances out at all. I don't know. I'll give it until 27. So that's anywhere between 1 second to 59 seconds. We'll see how long it takes. But yeah, pretty much the moment that my clock hits 127, we're going with whatever wins. Oh, we just got another vote for Desert. Desert is pulling ahead. If you want Desert, time to get your votes in. If you don't want Desert, then it's really time to get your votes in because it's looking dire. It's been 126 for a good second now, so this thing's probably going to end any moment. Look on my little clock thing. What time is it? Does it show me the second? It does not. Dang, that would have been kind of fun. Oh, a last second push. Oh, actually, interesting. That time votes for Tropical Square coming in. The desert one is Desert Square, by the way. I don't know why I specified that. Okay, and that's time. Desert has officially stolen the vote, so here we go. Southwest USA Desert. It is a large map. We get a lot of cool stuff on it. Let's freaking go. You know what? We're going to forget the whole island thing, too. We're just going to use this entire square as our enclosure area. We're not going to necessarily build across the entire enclosure, but we're going to have a nice little nook and cranny kind of picked out in here for it. But honestly, what we're looking at here in the background is kind of similar vibes to what I was picturing this enclosure to look like. So if you want kind of an idea as to what I was going for, kind of this, but on a little bit of a smaller, more detailed scale. That's pretty barren. But I want to come in here and have a bunch of just kind of like the Chaparral-y sort of vibe. Wow, this is a, whoa, weird map. Interesting. Okay. All right, well then let's get to it then. Let me go ahead and end this poll real quick. Boop. Thank you to everybody that voted. Now let's freaking do this thing. All right, we're gonna come in here and first and foremost we're gonna get a nice little flat area because I definitely want to have that kind of be our main focal point. Is that the edge of the map there? It is. Okay, I did definitely think that this was going to be more of a big square map, but that's all right. We can make it work still. So we'll just have the water kind of drain into nothingness because I do want to have the little delta sort of vibes. But anyways, let's come in here. We'll flatten this all up, maximum intensity so that we're not wasting a ton of time. We're going to get a nice little flat area here. You wonder what dinosaur you should start with? Well, you might as well go Majungasaurus. We could be twins. Oh my god, the brush in the default game is so slow. Man, that is such a nice red color. What brush is that? I kind of want to see what our options are here on this map. This is cool. Alright, get rid of that little dweeb. Flatten this all out nice and good like. And I think if we just incorporate some nice little canyons kind of around this thing, that'll be a pretty cool little start. Let's do like that. Flatten that all out. Good stuff, good stuff. And then we'll just make this little circle right here, kind of like the enclosure. So we'll raise terrain to about maybe about that sort of level. Yeah. And we'll just kind of bring this out to where it encompasses this little area. And then we'll add a bunch of little cuts and notches all kind of through there. Or maybe we'll just merge it straight into that. Bang. There we go. And then all along here we'll just kind of, I guess we'll actually come in and add a bunch of kind of rock faces. There we go. Maximize that slope some. I think that if you have a nice sharp edge about like that, then what that'll do is allow us to just have a little bit more creative freedom when it comes to using our modular like rock pieces and stuff like that. We'll have a nice little plateau about like so. Ooh, I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. Using standard mode for maximum guest appeal, you will start with the Edmontosaurus. Edmontosaurus is a classic. Can't go wrong. Okay. Add another little ridge here. We'll flatten that off. Maybe a little bit less intense right now since we're working in a smaller relative area. Do a little thing about like that. A little thing about like that. Make that little guy about there. I just kind of want a few different like tiers of rock face about like that. I think that's kind of cool. So that's, yeah, I feel like that's kind of cool. They've got kind of like a terraced, staggered mountain sort of vibe. We'll bring this over this way. And then in between here, kind of cut out a little notch once more. There you go. And then I didn't intend for it to lift up this bottom area like that, but it's kind of a cool effect. Maybe if what we do is we come in here and we do low fall off, smaller radius, we can kind of lift the base of this mountain a little bit, because what you'll notice is in real life, whenever you have the edge of these cliffs like this, the bottom of the hills, they don't meet square to the ground and make a 90-degree angle. They do actually slope at the bottom, because as these cliff sides erode away, all of that stuff, all that rubble will kind of collect and pile up here at the bottom. So you'll get these nice little sloping edges kind of like that. So let's see if we can try to mimic that a little bit, and I think that looks pretty good there. So there's our nice scenic backdrop, and now it's time to incorporate a few little river deltas. We want pretty minimal water. Maybe we'll just make this kind of be like one singular creek trickling through, and then the other side of the creek trickles along the backside of the mountains in this direction. So we got to be careful that we use our water properly, because they've got these new water mechanics now. Okay, see, their water is actually below ground level right now. Okay, we do have a little bit of a step here though. So if we take water up to there, and we have another one here, there we go. Now we get that nice little creek sort of effect, or just, you know, like where it's a downhill stream. Looks like we can do one more here. Oh no, we're upstream again. Okay, then if that's the case, let's get rid of this water. Oop. Get rid of this water, because I'd like to have this be the highest point. I feel like that just makes sense to have it going all downhill in one direction. I don't want it to start in the middle. Corey, who's Corey? Do we got a new guy? Oh, hey Corey. How's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're in the mood for designing some Majungasaurus enclosures. Alright, flatten. We'll bring this up. Right about like so. Undo that because I like that it was a little bit narrow before. So we'll do a smaller radius. Bring that right up to the base of all this. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And then we'll bring it up a smidge. Flatten it there. And that will be our top tier water height. Maybe we'll even do one more in here. Can we do that? I think we can. Yeah, that's actually pretty high up in the air. Let's see if we can get a little intermediate zone. Oop. And flatten. That top one still might be too high. But we'll do that, get some tricklage going. And then if we bring that here, does that look weird? Oh, it's actually not too bad. Okay, so there's our 4 layers that we're going to kind of build off of. To fix the water below ground level thing, reduce the slope slider. Ah, good call. All right. And then we'll bring that up this direction. And the reason, or I guess the backstory on like where in the world this water comes from, we're not going to worry about that. That's going to be behind the scenes. It's not going to be visible in the enclosure. And we'll have this kind of come this way. I guess honestly, this little stream doesn't matter here either. This is just more for the lore of the river deltas kind of winding through this area. So we'll just have that one kind of peter out there. And then I don't like how big, fat, and healthy these waterways look. I want it to be just like a tiny little trickle, like water's super scarce out here. So I'm going to kind of choke in on these just a hair. There we go, baby. Yeah, that's more what I'm talking about. And then I guess, honestly, it kind of makes sense if this is a little bit of a bigger, healthier river up here, just because of like stream order and stuff like that. so I'm not even going to go bother with that one. Plus, once again, behind the scenes. But down here, we'll get a nice little trickle going. Maybe keep that second one in there, because I do like the dual waterfall type of thing going on. Keep that. There we go. But yeah, I want this to be a really, really narrow little waterway. Just ever so delicately weaving and winding its way through. Does that completely dry up there? It does. Maybe that's okay. That just kind of helps sell the effect of like this stream is really weak and barely pushing its way through. We'll keep a single one there, I suppose, because we got the dual one up there. And we can always just throw some rocks in there to kind of manually separate it. What's up, alien? You're sort of in the mood. Your PSU arrived, but you don't know what cables to plug into the PC for it to work. Guess you'll have to watch some sort of tutorial or call your friend to help me. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go messing up computer stuff. It can be expensive. So a quick tutorial always sounds like a good idea. Or like you said, if you got a friend that already knows that kind of stuff, then that's always pretty solid. But congrats on having your little PSU thing arrive. That's pretty fun. That's always exciting. I always get super excited whenever I get a new computer part that's in the mail. Or that, you know, maybe if it's not even in the mail, if I just go and pick it up and it's time to actually throw it in the computer and put it to work. Exciting stuff. I gotta go and upgrade some components on my computer too. It works fine for this, but ironically enough, hilariously enough, actually freaking Minecraft that my computer can't handle anymore because we're playing this new little fossils and archaeology mod pack that's way too freaking demanding that my computer just dies pretty much every single time it even thinks about launching that game. That's unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, we just destroyed our poor little stream, so let's see if we can bring her back. Take it back now, y'all. Oops. This one? Okay, that's kind of wonky, but I like it. We'll just have to have some sort of explanation for why the water do like that. There we go. So there's our little stream trickling through, maybe looking a little bit too thick and healthy in here, so let's see if we can choke it up a little bit more. Oh, I can already see our little Majungabungas running around in here and just having the time of their lives. It's going to be so cool. All right. Water. Done. Pretty much. The problem is that something broke and you're still not sure what it is. Maybe you'll just plug everything in and the PC will still not turn on. If so, then you don't know what else to do. Yeah, that doesn't exactly sound like a fun problem to have. I'll wish you the best of luck with that. Okay, this is feeling cool. I think that... Let's go ahead and just build an enclosure around this real quick, just for the sake... Actually, here's what we'll do. We're not going to use fences. We're going to make it feel more natural by doing rock fences. So let's come in here. And we'll get... I think these are the dynamic rocks, which means that if we're on this map, they should be red. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Majungabungus. Thanks for the iron, by the way. You loved it. The iron? Are you stealing my iron on the server, you dirty dog? That's crazy work. That's crazy work out of you. Alright. Yeah, we'll do that there. We'll do this one here. And I want it to kind of look like this goes on for a good little ways in the distance. So rotate that around just to not have it looking the exact same as there. And so, actually, bring that in just a little bit more. I want it to look like this can go on for a good little while longer. So we'll make it look like there's a clear and obvious path that something could take through there. But in all reality, if you were to follow that path, then as you can see, it fades off into nothingness. So we create the illusion that this exhibit goes on forever, when in reality they will be forced to stay in here where the exhibit actually exists. So fun stuff. You would never? I get the feeling that you are up to no good, Andreas. But what's new? Alright, let's see. How was work today, buddy? How'd it go? You finally on your first ever real adulting weekend. Does it feel like it was a long time coming? Okay, we'll put these big ones. I like to start with these large ones And then we'll work our way down to smaller rocks. We'll do another one kind of here-ish. Dang, this is going to be so freaking cool. I like the way this is looking already. And we'll do another one kind of here. The only downside, hopefully it doesn't have an effect on the species themselves, but whenever I was in my little first person mode for our racetrack that we made, you're not able to actually walk on these things. I don't think that, yeah, I actually don't think the creatures are either. That's actually a dumb kind of thing to think. No, they're definitely not going to be able to walk on those, which is unfortunate, but oh well, I guess at least we get to use these rocks as like actual exhibit like collision based things. So at least there's that going. Whoops. Don't do that. We'll just build this up a little bit because it looks like it's sinking down into nothingness. Doesn't make sense for our river to be the highest point in the area. Okay. Intensity is way too high. Turn that down just a bit. We want it to slowly blend into the rocks. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. A absolute gobsmacking beautiful one that is. There we go. Sorry to all my British folks. Much love. Much love. Ooh, I didn't even mean to make it that skinny and trickly of a creek, but I like that I did. Oh, okay, don't do that. It's like you can't mess with the origins of where the river, or like this little stream section comes from. Has to stay big and beefy, but the rest of it can be nice and feeble. Well, there I go. Proving myself wrong, I guess. There you go. You just got to click it from really far away. Cool, 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 cool. Smooth that all out. This is low-key more boring than making dino emojis. You don't like watching my little exhibit? That's crazy. Or are you talking about your build? What pattern should you use for the Edmontosaurus? You better be talking about your stuff, man. Are you hating on my stuff? It's so sad that the dinos can't walk on the rocks. Dude, I know. Alright. Let's see if we can come in and make this look a little bit more uniform. Or I guess less uniform is the word I'm looking for. I want these to come in. Man, it's crazy the difference between these largest ones and like the next largest ones. This is supposed to just be like pretty much the next size down. And it looks so tiny in comparison. But let's see if we can come and put some custom cliff sides in. We'll start you kind of there. And then we're going to scale these up. Whoops, didn't mean to put that one. Alright. Advanced move, scale. There we go. I was starting to think I couldn't do it for a second. We'll scale that up to about 1.5 times. And then we'll do a duplication. Slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. We'll do that. And then here's what will be kind of fun to do, maybe. We'll have a little ramp kind of coming through here so they can walk up that. And then that will lead up to here, where then they can come and look out over the top of these things. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, small little brush, come up to here. And then now that we're above this, we'll flatten it on top. Yeah, baby. That way we get the illusion that you can actually go and step on top of these rocks. Ooh, hold on, we're poking through the bottom. Maybe that's fine. Let's do a higher slope, less fall off, and I think that should hopefully help it not poke through quite as much. Ooh, there we go. I didn't even mean to pick that level, but I'll take it. So we'll build this all up here behind it. All the way up to the point where our little ramp comes in. Lovely stuff. And then we'll come and smooth all this out here in a moment. But for now, we just want to get the basics put in. And then same for this side. A little bit less. A little bit less. That'll be good. I don't know if things will actually be able to walk up on this height or not. But we're going to put it in. And we'll just see what happens. But there's that. And then let's go ahead and smooth this all in. Looks like we might want to build this up just a hair. Is that too steep? That's a little bit better. And then smooth that all. There we go. Oh, sweet. Okay, if they actually are able to come up here and walk around on these things, that'd be super cool. It looks like whenever we smooth it... Actually, no, that is... Yeah, that's terrain. They can walk on that. I don't think that's rock. Pretty sure that's real terrain peeking through. How expensive was the game? This one is... I don't know if there's any special sale going on or not right now, but I believe the game is 60 bucks. So, it's not the cheapest game in the world. It is like a proper AAA game over there by Frontier, but yeah. Make do with that. And we'll put a little transition guy right here. I like it a lot. Maybe we'll bring this out some. Do that. And scale up. Bang! Sweet. I do have the music turned off because of like copyright purposes, but I can go ahead and put on some of that like lo-fi music again in the background if you guys want some of that. Let me give y'all some of that. That'd always be a good time. Let's see. Ooh, whoa. My little stream window thing shows that it is like struggling. Is everything smooth on y'all's end? I think it might just be the little preview thing that looks bad. Let's come in here and we'll do... you got your first diamond in your Minecraft world. That's really cool. Oh, for the dome world. I forgot about that. Yeah, sweet. How's that coming along? Okay, let's go... And we'll throw on just a wee little bit of this action. Hopefully, that won't be too loud. Put it right there. Y'all let me know if that's too overbearing or anything. Alright. Okay. So this is slowly starting to take shape. This spot right here looks a little bit goofy, to be honest. But we'll just build it up to about there. And flatten this all off, and that might help it out some. Moving very slowly. Okay. Cool. Let's see if we can continue this river just a little bit further down so we can at least have it fade off into the distance. Bring this all the way through. See, I wish that the other terrain tools worked as smoothly and quickly as the water does. At least this is like you can just drag it across and it's gonna go. There we go. So that's going off to nothing. And then we'll have the other side of the exhibit kind of get choked out to this point. What are you saying? It was a fun experience going straight from Jurassic World Evolution 1 to Jurassic World Evolution 3. Yeah, if you skip Jurassic World Evolution 2, then this game is just leaps and bounds better than the first one in terms of what all it provides. But from 2 to 3 is not too crazy. It feels like we're just playing with modded Evolution 2. I mean, maybe if you went from a default Evolution 2 to Evolution 3, then it would be like a big deal. But this feels a lot like you're just playing with modded Evolution 2 in my opinion. A little bit more refined than mods though, because obviously the mods are kind of just like tweaking and breaking the game in a way that we want to use it. But this is like the actual real deal. Skinny this thing up, and we don't have to worry about making it super skinny all the way down. Because again, that stuff's going to go off into oblivion and it'll never be seen again. Alright. Nope, wrong button. We want this. Rocks. Give me my big boys again. And we'll just put one of them there. And this will also be how we make it look like this river keeps going on forever, but just in the distance, as we'll have it wind through this little canyon sort of thing. Only it will never actually peek out the other side because we don't want our dinosaurs to escape. So we'll make a little S-turn type of thing. About like so. And then we'll put another one of these guys right there so that nothing can actually get out. And then take this water, just for the sake of realism, I suppose, and have it look like it's winding through the canyon. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Chaotic Laughter. Hello. Never seen your name before. How you doing? Well, I literally just found you, watched a semi-aquatic vid, and you're live. LOL. Well, hey, welcome. What did you think of the video? Do you like the creatures that we talked about? How you doing today, by the way? I appreciate you stopping by and seeing what's going on. Alright. Get some more of these cliffside. Dude, it's crazy how small these feel. Like, I swear in the past, whenever I was using these, they were not that much smaller than this thing. But for some reason on this map, whew, these guys are much smaller. Scale them up on a Tuesday. That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. Advanced move. Take it down a notch. Duplicate once more. Rotate that jump. Maybe not that far. Tell you what we will do. Rotate it that way. Oh, we're getting crazy now. And then we'll have it look like it just kind of fades down into the ground. Ooh. Ooh, we like that. We like that. Left a comment about your hopes and dreams. Just in general, or about the game? I know you mean about the game, but that's kind of funny to think about. It's like, I hope that when I'm older, I'll be successful. I'll have a kid. Or no, I'll have a wife and 2 kids, and I'll just be happy. Is that the kind of comment you left? Those are the kind of comments I leave on people's videos. Did I say too much? Please don't run away. Not again. Please don't leave me. Not like all the others. Awkward. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of actually keep this same sort of trend here going, where we're going to take these guys, and if we just duplicate a bunch of them along here, then it will help kind of break up this repeating texture in the cliffside, and it'll just give it a little bit more 3D-ness to it instead of just being a flat wall. Like, see that? If we come in here and do a little bit of that action, I think that's going to do wonders. Absolute wonders. Dang, doesn't that instantly make that look so much better? Like, look at the difference between that versus that. I think there's a time and a place for that. But I do think that the effect that these bad boys have... Whoa. Oh, look at how it actually turns red in the red. Ooh. Kick that back that way a smidge. Bring the face of it down. And bring this out. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. And then what you can do, flip it around to the other side so that it's not just repeating this cliff face over and over. Yeah, baby. We'll even have this one kind of poke up some. Nice and high. It looks a little bit weird the way that we can see the bottom of it. So we'll shove that part into the ground. And then I think if we were to include one more of these guys... Whoop, not that way. Come back, undo that, undo that. We want it this way. Just to fill in this little blank space. Then I think we've got ourselves a winner. We'll do about right there. Squeeze that in. Down, maybe not quite so angled. There we go, baby. Did we like that? I think we like that. I still feel like I don't like when we can see these weird underhangs going on. So maybe simple solution is just to rotate that a little bit less extreme and then tuck that in to where it meets the ground a little bit better. Yeah, that feels much better. Dude, that's cool. Okay, now it feels like we're in a proper, like, Chaparral Canyon. No, you have a wife. Skipped the kids part, though. Oh, fair enough. More power to you. Chat, you need help, Megalodon siblings. Wait. Chat, you need help. Megalodon siblings. Is it cool if you name the sisters Hurricane and then the brother Maelstrom? I mean, you do you, man. More power to you. The Hurricane is pretty clever. I do like that. Okay. Chaparral is looking cool. So here's another way that we can make an edge to the enclosure without it all looking the exact same. Because I don't want it to just be like you're in a big bowl. I want it to at least look like it goes on for a while. So maybe on this side, we'll take this little canyon that's forming here and kind of run with that. The only downside to doing a canyon is it kind of makes our river make a little bit less sense. So we'll try and keep it at a bit of a distance. Maybe we'll just have like another sort of river going through it. That way it still looks like it kind of makes sense, maybe? I don't know. I guess it's not that deep. We'll do a canyon over here though. And that'll help us create a new edge of the enclosure without just doing cliffs everywhere. And we'll just start working off of that. We'll see what happens after that point. Your maintenance team suck at driving, apparently. Brother, ain't nothing new there. Them things are the dumbest brick brains you will ever meet. Yes, I did just invent that on the spot. You can coin that term, or I guess I coined that term. Trademarked it, but you can use it. I'll allow it. Brick brains. How do I do it? I don't know either. Pretty amazing. Okay. Fade that into there. We'll even have it come out this way a little bit. And there's a nice little canyon. And then once again, the way that you keep things from going off of it. Well, actually, I think that this terrain would technically be too steep for anything to walk down it in the first place. But to make it look a little bit better, once again, we're going to grab these bad boys. Let's see if we can just grab a whole string of them. Confirm, duplicate, and cha-cha real smooth. We're going to bring them over here. Rotate that jump. And slap her into the ground. These ones are looking pretty big. But might not work quite as well as we hope. But we're going to at least give it a shot. I think if we bring that forward and down, that kind of looks cool. Alright, so we'll do one of those there. And then I don't think we want to go with all four anymore. I think that's just too big of a thing to work with. But we'll move one at a time now. So we'll take that, duplicate you, bring you over here, and then rotate you on around this way. Maybe even throw a little side angle in there just to mix it up. Do about like that. And see, so from here, it looks pretty cool. It looks like the exhibit just goes on forever instead of being walled off like it does over there. Only now, we're using a canyon instead of the river. Or I guess instead of the cliff sides to wall it off. So I think that's kind of cool. Deep water fork in the river would look natural and a Majunga can't swim. See, that's what I was kind of thinking too. Is just using our like river, using our in-game things. Because I think the main thing I want to do with this is I want to define the boundaries of the enclosure without using fences. I want to use the rocks, steep slopes, and like possibly even deep water. So we've got this side up here walled off. These extreme mountains will prevent things from wandering out of them. Up here we'll need to figure out something. Maybe this is where we can even use your deep water thing that you're talking about. So we'll come here and let's throw in some deep water because Majunga Bunga can't swim. Arms too tiny. So we'll do that right there. And that'll keep him from going anywhere. And this will kind of just act as an explanation for where the heck all this water is coming from, I suppose. Is if we just have a random little kind of lake up here. Maybe this will be the bottom of the mountain basin. We'll just have a nice little deep water pool here. And then technically we would have mountain all around that so that all the water drains here. But we kind of ran out of map to do so. So just pretend that the mountains pour here. But that looks nice. I don't think that they'll be able to walk through this. Let's bring out our collisions thing. I can never remember what button it is. Is it this one? Obstructions. There we go. So as long as we have all of these lines touching, so like red touches yellow, touches red, as long as we have a continuous border that goes around this entire area, that means we're good. So that's where they go into the canyon. That's fine. Right here, we needed to find an upper limit to this. We wanted them to be able to walk up here. I did think that was cool. But we do need to put a backboard on this little thing so that they can't run away. Can you name one of the babies if you ever have one? Jesse. And you are referring to the dino. Yes. Yes, I will name one of the dinos Jesse for you. I like that you specified that not my own babies, but an actual dinosaur baby. Thanks for the clarification. Okay. I'd like to try and use a few different rocks than the same ones that we just keep on repeatedly using. Ooh, before we forget, let's come down here and grab that prefab rock cave. Yeah. Let's tuck this in somewhere. Let's think about what makes sense. What makes sense? If this is noon and the sun's over there, you'd probably want to hide away from the sun, which, I mean, obviously it already is showing that it's all in shade. Sorry, don't mind the little aneurysm I just had there. Just combined shade and shadow. But I think if we squeeze it in kind of right about here where it faces away from the sun, then that would be cool. Whoops, not that one. We want it to be about like that. So right here at the base of this cliff, we'll throw that little cliff or cave in. Ooh, yeah, baby, looking cozy. You should name your baby Andreas. Perfect name in my opinion. Ooh, I absolutely might have to do that. Howdy, howdy, cowboys. You're still lurking. Welcome in. From one cowboy to another. How's it going, Rob? Good to see you. We're going to be trying to make a little Majunga exhibit, so thanks for stopping by now that we have the actual professional... What is this? Oh, look at that little crazy dude. I've never seen that before. Huh. Interesting. Now that we have the professional park builder here, he can hopefully give us some tips. Right now we're just doing terraforming, Rob. So what do you think? We're going to have this kind of basin right here be our exhibit. So we've got this border going all along the edge up here. It'll go down to this little rocky area where we've got this reservoir that's trickling water through the middle of our exhibit. That's walled off by rocks. This is walled off by what looks like the cave is going to go on forever, or excuse me, the canyon. Looks like the canyon would go on forever, but it does not. But we at least have the illusion that it does. And up here, we're going to install some sort of back boundary. And down here, the last area is going to be walled off by this canyon running through here. Ooh, big canyon, speaking of canyons. So, yeah, because since you're joining us a little bit late, the whole purpose of this one is we're trying to make the borders without using any fences. So, if you have any expert opinions, comments, suggestions, critiques, let me know, because Rob's the pro. But yeah. Anyways, back on track. We got a little bit distracted by the cave, but we're going to come up here and we'll use our dynamic rocks. There we go. These guys, and we'll just build some sort of backdrop here. We'll just put a guy kind of there like that. I do kind of like having that top shelf up there. That's kind of interesting. So we'll do one there. And then that way it doesn't go up the mountain. I want it to be on the same vertical level. I'm going to just place it down and slide it over this way. That's looking pretty good there. And then last but not least, we'll do one more rock, but we're going to make it different. We'll try out what this bad boy has to offer. There we go. I think we need to try and stick with something that's being built horizontally, just for the sake of making it look like a consistent rock formation. We'll do that. Let me rotate around a little bit. Swoop. And then maybe pinch that in. Looks like we got a few too many gaps. Okay. So that will be our upper limit there. And I think for the sake of making these rocks look like they belong a little bit more on the outside, if we also incorporate them in the middle of our exhibit, it'll help it make it look like they're less just out of place and kind of random. So if we just have like a random little rock shelf here, that could kind of be cool. We'll do there, and then we'll build up the sand around it a little bit more up top, because I think that the creatures might actually have a hard time navigating over that. Small brush, a little bit more slope, and there we go. We'll just beef up the outside of that some. Smooth that out. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit of an angle to this, because I feel like that could be kind of cool looking. If that points up towards the sky a bit more. Kind of like the ground is almost like splintering up. I think I like that. Let's add in a few more of those. We'll do another one here along this plane, excuse me. Rotate it that way, or maybe we'll rotate it this way so that it looks a little bit less just duplicated. See if we can hide that a little bit better. Gee, that's kind of cool. Do we like that? Oh, I think we like that. I like it. Use rocks for borders instead of fences. That's exactly what we're doing. Good shout. I like the way you're thinking. Okay, that should wall off this part of the enclosure. Now let's go and take a look at that. Do we have a consistent red line? We do. We do. So far, so good. That's all walled off. This is walled off. That's walled off. A little bit of a sneaky snake path there. They could technically run around the edge of the mountain and then escape. So we'll have to try and squeeze something in there, I suppose. And then they can get up here. Yeah, I don't think I'd necessarily like that. Let's just simply make this a little bit steeper. I feel like that's a pretty good solution. Make it slightly steeper so that we don't have random rocks all over the place. Maybe we could add in a few more rocks just for the texture of it. But I do kind of like the look of just this big random structure, whatever you'd call this little uplift sort of thing. Okay, back to management view. Did that fix it? They can still get out that way. We'll throw in a little rock or something there. They can still just barely get out here. So let's see if we can flatten that out. All right. That might be able to do it. Okay, yeah, so that's all walled off. We need to throw in one more random thing here. Let's go scenery, rocks, and we'll just put this random thing here because that could look kind of cool, I suppose. Just have a random little outcrop. So we'll do about like that. Merge it into the side of the mountain. And maybe bring it up a little bit. That's kind of cool. Looks like a big boulder that could have potentially fallen off, like a big chunk of the mountain that fell off, maybe? Let's see. That was the wrong button. We want this one. Okay, cool. So yeah, now they can't go up any higher. They're limited to down here. We might have a full circle now. So that's all walled off. They can get up there still. So we need to fix that, but all through here should be walled off. Can they get down anywhere on our canyon? No, they cannot. Okay. Oh, there's a super sneaky little spot right there they can get up. So let's take care of that. Just lift that. That might do it. Ta-da! Beautiful. I think we now have a fully enclosed area, which means that if we want to, we can go ahead and bring in our Majungasaurus. Should we go ahead and bring him in already, or should we save it till the end? What do you guys think? Should we bring him in now? I guess we still do need to work on this patch. I do kind of like having this random rock slidey looking thing, but maybe we'll just make it a little bit steeper, and then we can also just try and refine it a little bit more somehow. I don't really know exactly how we do that, but we'll do that, and then maybe we can throw in some more little like splintering rock pieces up there. Where did those go? These guys. I thought that was kind of cool. Take y'all, confirm, duplicate, and come on a trip with me, boys. Where'd it go? This way. Get up. Rotate. Maybe we'll even rotate it this way a smidge. That's kind of cool. Bring it there. Up. And bring it out a little bit more. We could get that to line up with the surface of that edge there. That would be cool. Slightly more that way. There we go. And then we'll do one more over here. Spin this one on around. Maybe we'll even go all the way around. That way we get a totally different side. Whoops, we flipped it over. Where'd it go? Come on back. That sort of thing. And then we'll just slap that into the ground. Yeah, baby. A little bit less on there. Maybe a little bit that way. And then bring it down, over, and up. There we go. Does that look cool? I feel like that's a pretty good way to kind of define the edge of the border. Oh wait, can they still get up? Oh no, they can't. No, they can't. That just wasn't in my little radius. Sweet. I think we have a fully enclosed area now. Hopefully no escapees. Let's see what's going on. Hey Scuttles, have you heard about Dinosaur Sanctuary? I don't know if I have. What is that? I feel like that's a very generic term that I've definitely heard before, but it sounds like you're talking about something very specific. You might go play Minecraft later, but it's getting late for you. You bow down. Tiago's in the house. Do you know Tiago? He's in the little project that we all made together. Or I guess, I don't think he's even done his portion yet. But he should be coming up next in line here pretty soon. But yes, Tiago is here. I'd say me and Tiago go way back. We don't really, but we do chill. We vibe. My boy Tiago is pretty cool. If you guys are in the chat right now and y'all don't know who Tiago is, y'all should go check him out. He's got a lovely little YouTube channel. Alright. Go ahead and whip out the environment brush. I want... Where's my red sand? Is that the sand one, maybe? Nope. Is it loose sand? Nope. Is it grass? Nope. Is it lawn? Definitely not. Rock? Cliff? Groundwater? Wait. What? How do we get this red color? Does that only appear on the map itself? How do I get this stuff? What material is this? Oh, wait. I bet you it's in one of these. Cacti brushland. Could be that. No. Arid soil. How do you get the red stuff? What was that called? Boulder waste, arid soil. Non-native, brushland. I don't know how you do it. I feel like it actually might only be where Frontier put it. Is that the only way you can get these red rocks? That's kind of a bummer. It's a dinosaur manga that you should definitely read. It's about people taking care of dinosaurs like a zoo. Okay, then yes, I have heard about that. I have not read it myself, but I've definitely heard about it a little bit. Did you read it? Did you think it was pretty good? You're doing good though, and you working on Jurassic podcast with another YouTuber. Oh, very fun. That sounds really cool. Do you have any hints as to what y'all's first topic is going to be about, or is it all secretive? Different than Jurassic, it focuses on zoo problems like dino eggs not hatching or the Triceratops not being popular with the public. A really fun manga. Interesting. I was actually just talking with people earlier about how I'm not usually into all the anime type of stuff, but I might actually be interested in checking that one out. That does sound interesting. I'll have to write that down. Dinosaur Sanctuary. Interesting. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I want to bring a little bit more texture into here. This is looking pretty flat. This is like one of my favorite rock pieces to use. It's just a nice little vertical slab pretty much that I can just kind of throw around whenever I'm feeling spunky. Advanced move. I like to sink it in a little bit. Don't like that it looks like it's floating sometimes. Maybe we will actually have a little bit of an overhang here just to vary it up a little bit. And then we will rock it back, which might kind of get rid of that. I don't know, I'm trying to find a way to throw it into the side of this mountain without just destroying everything. Maybe if we scale it up some too. The only downside to scaling is it makes the crevices deeper on it. Like I want it to be small crevices that cover a large area is ideally what I'd want to do. I guess we can always just duplicate it and kind of spam it all over the place. So let's maybe explore that route a little bit. We'll do that, tuck it under, rotate it that away. How far up do we want to bring this? I like the tops being relatively untouched and just kind of being sandy. That's kind of hard to do. But if we try that and then we just kind of duplicate it, bring it over here and up, that might also help to kind of sell the effect. Flip it over. Well, I was going to say flip it over so that it's not just a perfect repetition, but that didn't look too good, did it? Oops, I accidentally placed it. Bring that back up. Not exactly loving it. Not exactly loving it. Maybe what we can do, I forget that you've also got these little tools now. If we take the Rock Barren Wasteland or whatever it's called, the Boulder Wastes, and we kind of paint that here on the side of the cliff, it should automatically actually bring in a bunch of these big shapes. Ooh, I don't like that one though. I want rocks around, but I don't want these giant, jagged, ugly pieces. I want it to look like they actually belong. And sometimes they're a little bit too much for my liking. See, like that? That feels too much. That feels just random. I want just nice little rocky outcrops. That looks better. We just scatter a couple of those around the around the base of the mountains, and that might help it look like maybe some big rock pieces have broken off and fallen over time. I don't know, what y'all think? What are y'all talking about now? It's not public yet. Maybe the first episode will be released next week, and the first few episodes will be discussing Jurassic Enclosure 3, subtle criticisms, and analysis. The only catch is that it will be in your native language of German. Ooh, very fancy. I unfortunately do not know much German, but I do live right down the road from a town here called New Braunfels. Y'all probably would pronounce it a little bit differently than we do, but yeah, it's the New Braunfels. And it's all about kind of like German stuff. We have a big party every single year called Wurstfest. The sausage party, yes, indeed. It's just an excuse for everybody to go and drink beer, pretty much. Classic German. All right, let's scatter a few more rocks kind of around the base of these cliff sides, because I feel like that helps really sell my my theory, or my you know, my purpose, my intention, whatever I'm trying to call, of making it look like the rocks just kind of fall down the side of the cliff over time. Just scatter some random boulders, why don't ya? I am definitely very disappointed to see that apparently you can only get that red color where Frontier already puts it. Kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. Also, that section of cliff right there is looking a little bit... Well, maybe not. Maybe that looks fine. For a minute there, I thought it looked just too flat and uniform, but we'll leave it. Put some more rocks kind of down along here. I think it's almost time we bring in the Majungabungas, though. What do y'all think? I think this place is looking like they could use some critters. Also, another thing I was thinking about maybe doing for a... Well, yeah, I was thinking about doing this for a potential up-and-coming DLC video type of thing. So maybe I'll keep that a secret for myself, but I've got some thoughts. Would you guys be interested in seeing more of those DLC videos? It seems like y'all liked the last one. It did receive some criticism, but at the same time, a lot of you people did go and check it out. So apparently it's something that you're interested in seeing, at least, you know, the topic. Alright, and then rock strewn flatlands. That's a hard word for me. Looks good. You should save the Majungas for last, though. Okay. Yeah, we'll save them. Give y'all something to hang on to. If this video receives 1,000 likes, we'll release the Majungasaurus. I kid. But it would be cool if that happened. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Definitely get the Majunga in there. Yeah, you should do more videos like that. Yeah, okay. We can do it. Let's see. What are you saying? Sounds good, Tiago. You keep an eye out for the stream. Oh, is Tiago gonna stream? You're doing good, and you will maybe stream later. Very cool. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and stir up a little bit of beef and controversy for you folks. How about that? Well, should I? Maybe not. Maybe not. I got scared already. I am going to talk about it a little bit, though. And I'm not going to try and start any beef, because I'm not really that upset about it. But I was surprised to see that... Well, let me... For a little bit of context. You were talking about that Dinosaur Sanctuary sort of manga. And the place that I first saw about that was the Regalia server with all of the Dino Content Creator Paradise or whatever it was called. I saw him talking about it in there, and that just got me thinking about that server. And I noticed that our boy Regalius came in, and he started up a little 50 fossils series, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I don't know, I thought it was interesting just because that was kind of the thing that I was working on for a good while there. Obviously, I had to take a break from it whenever Evolution 2 came out because there's no mods for Evolution 3 yet. But I did think that was just an interesting call. I'm not going to confront him about it or make a big deal out of it, but I was wondering what y'all's thoughts were on that. Did anybody else notice that, or is that just in my own head? You like theory or opinion videos? Okay, well, there you go. I just gave you a little opinion right there. I wonder where these Joshua tree sort of things would grow. I feel like I just want to kind of scatter them around in some random little areas. I bet you, I'm curious to see, like, once we bring in this Majungasaurus, it's probably going to be like, I actually don't like this habitat, but nice try. I'm thinking if we just kind of stick these big trees, well, actually, I guess it would make sense to have the trees closer to the water. So maybe we'll have them kind of be here by the water, where they've actually got the availability to grow such a large plant, the resources to do that. And then all around the river is where we'll just kind of come in and put a little bit of random kind of like shrubland material, kind of like just these little dry looking bushy type of things. But yeah, I think that could be cool. I was also thinking maybe if we put them in the shade a little bit more, but see, I just don't know enough about the Joshua tree to know what it actually likes. But in my mind, I'm like, maybe over here where it's got access to water and it's not just going to be cooked in the sun all day, every day, then it could perform a little bit better there. Also, these cacti specifically, only, to my knowledge at least, they only grow in Arizona. I don't think it would make sense to have them here. These big saguaros only grow in Arizona. So I think we're going to lose them because I don't think that it would make sense for them to actually be here. So get rid of those random little nubbins. We can put other cacti in here, but I'm going to try and eliminate all of these ones if I can. There's that. Get rid of that guy. And let's see. Do we have any more lurking around? There's one up here. Nice try, buddy. Anybody else? Anybody else at all? Oh, there's a tall boy. A little Long John Silver himself. Got you. Nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. All right, I think we might have gotten them all. I haven't looked up here though. There might be a couple lurking up here where we put some more trees. Oh, there's a sneaky snake. That little detail right there made the big difference. All right, what's gonna be over here? Anything? Not looking like it. All right, so maybe if we just come in and we throw in a few more kind of random patches of shrubs, that would look pretty good too. All right. Well, I kind of get the feeling that my chat might have broke because y'all's comments were kind of going like crazy for a minute there, and then now all of a sudden it's just reached a complete stop for like the past 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. Maybe you guys are just getting quiet on me. Y'all felt awkward that I brought up controversy, huh? Is that it? Did I make you feel uncomfortable? Oh, post stuff is back, so yeah, I guess y'all just being a little bit quiet now. Yeah, y'all should do more videos like that with the DLC stuff. Okay, cool. Because I've got... Well, I had... At the time of recording that one, I had 4 more in the works. Or excuse me, 3 more in the works. And just from thinking about it, like if you just sit down and kind of think about different things, you can honestly come up with so many potential DLC packs. And I've got a bunch of fun ideas on that. So we could pump out like a lot of those if that's something that people are interested in. Honestly, I feel like this is looking pretty good. Because it's honestly a very bare bones and basic sort of area that these guys live in. It's just a little semi-arid sort of thing. I'm trying to think of what other landmarks we could incorporate just to spruce it up some. But we're already pretty close to what you could expect these guys to kind of be roaming around in. Maybe bring in a little bit more just random patches of shrubland. Maybe we go ahead and bring them in now so that we can get a feel for what they actually want. Try that out. You almost never use Discord, so you didn't see the controversy. Well, the controversy, there wasn't any real conflict. It's just something I was talking about in the moment. But no, so for a little bit of context, in case you guys weren't aware, I made a 50 fossils miniseries that I was doing, just covering like the state fossil for each of the 50 US states type of thing. And that's kind of it. Like, I just came up with that, and it was a fun little thing that we were doing. And then whenever Evolution 3 came out, we had to take a little bit of a break and hopefully let the modding community catch up so that we could resume the series with Evolution 3. And now, just as of a few days ago, maybe like a week ago now, I don't know how long it's been, I only just found out about this, Regalius came out and launched his own 50 Fossils mini-series where he's going and talking about the state dinosaur for each of the 50 states. So I thought that was just, I don't know. I'm not upset about it, but I was just wanting other opinions on it to see, like, should I be upset about this? Just thought it was interesting. But again, I ain't really the type to try and get involved in a bunch of beef. So, this stays between us. Alright, let's get some Majungabongas going. We'll just throw them down over here. So, operations, arrival point. Ooh, load in. Don't have a seizure. We'll do they got a Jurassic Park style one in here? Oh wait, I guess that's what this original one was. Let's go Malta. I never use that, but that would fit this deserty sort of vibe. Ka-chow. Bang. And then we need a hatchery. And we'll go Jurassic Park style for this one. I wonder what other designs we got in here. Let's take a look at if people have made any Malta ones. Malta hatcheries. Okay, we have some options here. That one looks good, don't it? Alright, what do we got? Mediterranean Brutalist. Malta hatchery. Try this one. Yeah, that looks like it fits the vibe really well. Not that this matters even in the slightest bit, but it's just one of those little details that would maybe make me happy. And link that up. Okay. Play. Come in here. And then synthesize. Alright, how do we want these guys to look? I actually really liked the ones that Frontier picked for their little introduction of doing the orange one and the white one, because they reminded me a lot. Honestly, they reminded me a lot of the Atrociraptors from Jurassic World. Whichever one that was. Fallen Kingdom, I think? No, Dominion? Which is the one where they go to Malta? Dominion, right? I've only ever really watched the Jurassic World movies like one time each. But I like that they did the orange and white just because it looked like the raptors pretty much. It just reminded me of that. So I liked doing the Killian Mountains for the female. Then give her some like black tiger stripey sort of vibe. Kind of like that. And then for the males, I enjoyed doing that like vibrant orange sort of color. Almost like the Herrerasaurus that we have in some Jurassic content. And then giving him dark stripes as well. Like, I thought that looked so good. Dominion? Yeah, okay, I thought so. But yeah, I don't know. It also feels like that would just blend in with this environment really well. This one, maybe not so much. Maybe we try and make this one feel like it belongs here a little bit more. Like, we can just have it be more of like a dull, sandy color. Like, if we did that sort of vibe for the female. So female and then male. Just like, almost like it's just been desaturated a little bit. I think I like that. What do y'all think? Dominion and Chaos Theory. Okay, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about then. Okay, now you see it. You don't think he stole the idea. It seems like someone who just wants to have a good relationship with the community. I don't see him stealing content from other people. Yeah, I don't know. I would hope so. But I don't know. I just keep my thoughts to myself. All I'm going to say is that some of his personality traits, I don't know if they necessarily jive with me well. But he's never done me wrong in any sort of sense, so I'm not trying to go causing any problems. He's probably a perfectly fine, nice guy. Alright, if nobody has any opinions, then I'll probably just run with these guys. So, do we like what we see here, or should we switch it up? Does anybody have any other good shouts for color combinations on this guy? While you guys are answering, I'm going to drop another little poll. All right, there's that poll for you guys. And you'll say, they look good, looks like it fits. Okay, cool. So then let's go ahead and make these guys. Save and exit. Begin task. And then I think that we're going to go ahead and just put in one male, one female. And then we'll go ahead and put a few nests around, and we'll just allow them to kind of start breeding up their own little family trees. Or maybe we'll do 2 males and 2 females. That way they have the option to have just a teeny bit more genetic variability, since apparently that's a thing that kind of exists in the game now with all of our family trees and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Or heritable traits. Select egg. So we will get rid of that one since you have negative traits. Or maybe that's fun. Maybe that's fun. I don't know. An aggressive trait. That'd be interesting to see how that trait carries on, actually. So we've got strong and aggressive, fit and nocturnal, and fit. This could be interesting. We're not going to do the nocturnal one. We're going to make it be these two because, I mean, we're going to keep it like daytime anyways, pretty much. So strong and aggressive versus just fit. Begin incubation. And then let's do another batch of those. And this will be our second group. I almost just made Acanthosaurus. And we also need to come up with some creatures to feed these guys. So what do we want them to be feeding on? Female, male, still looks good. Save and exit and begin. Blue? You think that we should have a blue one? Is that what you're saying? Here's a question. So with our new heritable traits and everything, I know that you can pass on skins and traits. Do they have mutations in the game where you can just randomly out of nowhere get like a blue Majungasaurus? Or how does that work? I'd be interested to see. We're not going to do the nocturnal one again, so that means we've got fit and aggressive and default. I think we made the male aggressive and fit on the last one, so this time we're going to make that be the female. Let this be the male. Wait, no, we did not. I think this is... Let's just go back. So up here, we've got... Oh, it doesn't show us. I guess we can release them and find out. Yes, one blue and yes. Oh, okay. So they do have random mutations. Interesting. We're just going to make the male aggressive here because I'm pretty sure I made female aggressive on the last one. So now we have one aggressive male and one aggressive female. A match made in heaven. Alright, we'll do that. I hate that whenever you click confirm, it like shows that the other one goes back to being a viable egg again. You know, that's not the case. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Accelerated growth and additional base. Those are the only 2 slots that anybody should ever be picking. If you're not doing that, then what are you doing? Does anybody actually use the other ones? Because these are the only 2 upgrades that I have ever used on the hatchery. Has anybody else ever used something different? I'd love to know if people actually use these. Guarantee synthesis success. Interesting. Alright, we'll release this first batch manually so we can see the animation. Then the second one we'll just release via airlift. So let's take a look at this. The Majungasaurus, dude. so goofy. I didn't really care for it very much in Evolution 2, but I like this guy.
It's strong, stocky, and lives for the hunt. But you know what really put this one into my nightmares? We know it engages in cannibalism. It's nothing safe.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Evolution 3 version. I don't even know if it's different from the Evolution 2 one at all in any way, because I just never really made it. But I didn't care for it in 2. And now in this one, kind of a fan. Dare I say. Alright. Never used the other ones? What do you mean never used the other ones? Are you talking about... Oh god, what were we just talking about? Are you talking about... the skins? Tranquilize and tranquilize. New hatchery. Oh, I should have made that a Malta hatchery. Or, whatever that's called. Response facility, but it don't matter. First time seeing Majungasaurus was on Jurassic World the game, and oh god, was I shocked when you saw the actual dino. Yeah, the Jurassic World the game animals are wild. They look nothing like their real life count. Well, I shouldn't say that. They have some very intense creative liberties. Same. Yeah, I don't know. I guess everybody feels that way about Majungabunga. Where's our exhibit? This way. Welcome to your new home. There you are. And then these guys take you. And you. Alright, what sort of prey items do we want to move in here? Place delivery zones. Alright, time for these guys to move in and tell me how much they hate the new enclosure that I made for them. Majunga's old school has been around since Jurassic World Evolution 1, so you love it. Oh, it is in Evolution 1. Dang. Oh, wait! Oh, no. I was thinking of Majungasaurus. Is that in this game? That is in this game, right? That's another one that I just never used. Not you. Wait, yeah, it is this one. Wait, is it not? No, it's this one. I saw that dinosaur being picked up behind it, and I thought it was pulling it out of the hatchery. Majungasaurus is in here, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, it's still here. I thought so. I feel like they beefed this guy up some. I don't know if that's just in my own head or not, but this thing looks so much beefier, tankier, and rotund than like all the rest of the creatures in the game. Like you look at things like look at things like especially the Rex. Well, I feel like maybe the Rex isn't too bad there, but I don't know. I just thought that one felt a little beefier for a minute. Because, like, if you look at the Rex from, like, Jurassic World and stuff, is that this one here? That thing looks scrawny, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going on about absolute craziness and nothing's legit. Please make one blue or orange and feed them Gallimimus, the Jurassic Park skin specifically. You can go down, drop a pad, and it will it will show you them coming out of the box that they came in. Very cool. If you're doing prey species, usually pick something to match the continent the predator is from. Yes, that's actually what I was going to suggest, is I was looking at that earlier. Let me pull up my little website here again. Well, I actually closed it out already. Let's see. I think they give you a little description here in-game, though. How do we get the little Dinopedia page? Is that a thing still? Might just be in here. So then if we come... Majungasaurus. And then... Oh, nope, not that. I know that there's a way to view... Oh, there we go, the info. Biography. The Majungasaurus is a carnivorous theropod. Well, we probably want the ecology. Genus coexisted with many other animals on the island of Madagascar around 70 to 80 million years ago. Although, as one of the last dinosaurs to exist, many of its neighbors were mammals, birds, and fish. Lived on the coast, preying upon sauropods, such as Repetosaurus. Okay, yeah, so I was wondering... I knew that it preyed on sauropods, and this guy specifically, but this thing doesn't even exist in the game. So we could try to put in a similar sort of thing. I know that another one that it feeds on, I think is called Simosuchus. But there's got to be other things in this game that we currently have that it could feed on. You had World Edit installed, Ella? Oh, are you talking about Minecraft again? I was like a little bit thrown off there. What are you using World Edit for? For your little dome thing? Let's see. Carve as the apex predator. Its areas, sharp teeth, powerful bite, the terrifies from its targets. Scavenging on carcasses. It doesn't look like it says anything that currently exists in the game. Let's go ahead and do a quick goog. What did Majungasaurus feed on? I'm pretty sure we do have at least one species in the game that it feed on, but I'm trying to remember what it was. They could feed on each other. Yeah, so the main prey was that big sauropod, the Repetosaurus. Talking about cannibalistic nature. Here's that Jurassic World wiki. This is the one I was actually reading through earlier for a little bit. Paleontology, here we go. Yeah, all of the examples on here are things that don't actually exist in the game. There is Majungasaurus maybe? Which is, oh no, that's the Noasauridae. I thought that was saying it was the Nodosaurids. Beelzebufo. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that currently exists in the game that this thing could eat. Titanosaurus Madagascar could ease it with a Patagotitan. I guess that's true. We could throw in a Patagotitan. You guys know I love me my Patagotitans anyways. Let's go ahead and throw in a Patagotitan and call it a day, huh? I'm curious. I've never really made an enclosure for these guys before. This is my first time to like take a proper look at them. I don't know if these guys actually perform the sauropod hunting animation. I also just went to the wrong species entirely. Where's Patagotitan? There you are. Okay, let's see if we can make you look a little bit deserty. I feel like they would probably just be like a big dull grayish sort of color. Hints of green don't seem too bad. Is that... I wish that they had better lighting in this little view, because I feel like that looks actually more green depending on the angle you look at it from. But let's go Limpopo. I think that's like a nice gray color. And then do we want to throw a pattern on there? Maybe we'll do that one, just the Rana black. And then we'll go Limpopo again. And then we'll give the male... I kind of feel like some nice bright red colors would look good. Ooh, although I like that red head on them. Let's do that. Just keep it Limpopo Rana, which is the combo that I like doing anyways. Just because it leaves it purely up to the dimorphism to distinguish them. Instead of just two totally different looking species, or skins I mean. We'll modify those. And we'll throw in a few of them. Also, before we get too distracted, hi Andres, I see you going rawr. Let's go and take a look at these guys and see what they think about the habitat. They need more cover, a lot more pasture, and they need some prey items. Prey items are coming. They're on the way. I guess it doesn't really matter just because this is our sandbox simulation. But I would like it if they were actually enjoying their exhibit. We knew this was going to happen anyways. We were going to put them down and they were going to hate it. I don't know how far these guys will expand their territory though. They might just expand it as far as they can because there's nothing else in here to clash territories with. So maybe that means that they could eventually find something? I'm not sure. Well, on the show, the Majunga kills another Majunga, Gallimimus, Suchomimus, and a lion. Yes, but those are creatures that I don't think all exist in the same place. Because that's just, in terms of like Isla Nublar ecosystem, not a real life ecosystem. No, I'll do by... Oh, are you heading out? If you are heading out, then thanks so much for stopping by. Toodaloo, buckaroo. At the last stream you commented, well, that was a nice wholesome stream, wasn't it? I did see that. I got a little notification about that. You never left, just lurking in the shadows? Ooh, just the way I like it. What a goober. Oh, they're gonna do something. Everybody, put your watching goggles on. Ooh, the sun is setting. I guess we do have the day-night cycle on. I forgot that now that we made this new map, it turned off my 24-hour daytime. I wonder if the aggressive trait is going to really come in swinging and cause this thing to expose its cannibalistic nature, or what's going to happen. Let's try it out though. So let's take a look at you. Where is the breeding one? Requires a large nest. Okay, so then let's come in here. Pause the game for just a second. Large nesting area. I have my own custom blueprint so that we can drop in elements that don't have any human elements in them. They look like they definitely just belong in a tropical environment instead of a sandy one. Also, is that a freaking carcass of a triceratops? A Rex nest. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Alright, we'll throw this guy in, and then maybe we can swap out the tree with... Where's my nest? The cave, I mean. We can swap out the tree with like a little Joshua tree, maybe? Put that there. Maybe we'll just get rid of the tree entirely, since it's in a cave. We'll put that, and then I think that we'll also probably need to have multiple nests for these guys to actually use it. Hopefully they'll expand their territory over there and find that, though. Wait. Oh, no, it did that thing. I hate that it does this so much. Kind of honestly a cool effect, but we're not going to do that. I don't like that it takes the nests and just destroys everything with them. Or like for any object you put down, it makes this massive cylinder around it. Like, why has it got to do that? I don't get it. Frontier, fix it, please. It makes me sad. It makes me cry every time. So, no large nesting area, no human elements, and we'll just have to put it here in the middle of nowhere, I guess. But that doesn't make sense out here. I feel like they wouldn't want their nest to just be exposed to everything walking around down here along the waterway. Is there any trick to putting these down without it destroying the area around it? Titan will breed in large nest, and Majungas will eat babies if adults are too big. Oh, that's true. I guess we'll just have to build the land up around this again. Put that there. What is it? I feel like that looks weird. Alright, well there's that. It's going to destroy our mountain, but I guess we can just manually come in and fix it again. It's really obnoxious, but somebody's got to do it. Since Frontier won't fix our game. Let's see if we can... Maybe smoothing this is the best option? Or no, here's going to be our best option. Let's just come up here. Camera 3, please. And we'll flatten this all to this level. Slope can be maximum because I don't like what it's doing to my stuff. Let's see if we can bring this out. There we go. That looks pretty normal again. Smooth out the random little craters that came up. And that's probably fine there. Make that a little bit steeper so that nothing can walk away on it. Raise this area up some. Looks like there's another little crater there. Okay, are we still fully enclosed? Yes. Okay, I think that looks like it's alright. So we'll put that one there. We'll have a bunch of these little large nests over here around the lake. Make it just seem like a nice little breeding ground. I think Titan can probably go out there. I'm pretty sure the sauropods are allowed to swim. At least I know some sauropods are, so I don't see why it wouldn't translate to every single sauropod. So maybe if we just throw down a few random large nests over here, that will be like a private little breeding ground for the sauropods, and then we'll make it to where they have to get the food that they want from inside there. That way they actually have a reason to go and interact with the Majungasaurus. We'll put the 3 of them there. Give me one more of these nests, and we'll put it over here. Try and put it in an area that's not going to destroy too much. Maybe just right here in the middle.
Hey, that nest looks
well,
cozy. If
Still
the,
destroyed a decent little bit.
dinosaurs run into it, I might crawl in and take it for a nap test drive myself.
Okay, Cabot. Okay,
Yeah,
Cabot.
that was a joke, if it wasn't obvious.
Okay, thankfully it doesn't look like that one really screwed it up too terribly much. Still screwed it up, don't get me wrong, but it could have been a lot worse. Let's smooth that out some. And that looks pretty normal. Maybe if we dip the top of this down just a hair. I want to keep those crazy protrusion looking things sticking out. That's alright. Build that part up. Yeah, I'm trying to time warp through the night real quick. I don't like it when it's dark like this. But hopefully it'll be over soon. I could type. Oh, I already just read that one. What do we think so far, folks? What do we think? I feel like it's looking alright. Will y'all... I'm curious. I'm trying to find out how many nests they need to actually breed. Base breeding chance 100%. Oh wait, sandbox is always... Let's change that. Sandbox settings. I want to actually have like a proper working ecosystem type of thing. So it's probably going to be under dinosaurs. Unlimited feeder reserves on. Status checks off. Juvenile maturity on. Just off and on. Lifespan normal. Dinosaurs don't dehydrate. We want that turned off. Dinosaurs don't starve. We'll do off because we're trying to have like a proper working thing. I was gonna say only carnivores can starve, but we also kind of want the whole Patagotitan herd to move into the Majungasaurus' territory. And if they can't starve, then I don't see why they would ever come in there in the first place. So I think that means we need to have that be an option. We'll experiment around with that and see what actually works. As for injuries are on. No egg failures. Is this for nests? No, it's just for the hatchery, so that's fine. I don't like disease. That one just pisses me off. Social requirements, no. Danger to guests, doesn't really matter. Comfort, we'll have it on, I guess. I don't know if we want this one or not. We'll try it on for a bit, because I feel like that might... Well, no, we'll have that one off. We'll have that one off. And the only sort of comfort that they'll be really worried about is going to be getting food and water. The only reason why I was considering maybe putting this one on is I wonder if by turning this off, it eliminates their cannibalistic nature? I'm not entirely sure. Combat frequency is there a way to put it low? No, that's a bummer. Maybe if we just put it low and then turn off herbivore fights, that'll make it happen a little bit less often. Vulnerable juveniles. Sorry about it. Survival of the fittest up in here, baby. Infinite gene points, unlimited traits. Cohabitation is normal. Dinosaur breeding is normal. Yeah. Okay. So now we should have some proper breeding going on. Are you guys able to breed? I feel like there used to be a very clear and obvious way to see like if we need more. Requires large nest, cannot breed. Breeding heat map? Poor breeding chance, average breeding chance. Nobody's a high breeding chance. We could try squeezing in one more nest. Oh wait, hold on. Are y'all gonna go find the nest up there in the cave? That's what I would ideally like for them to do. If they can just use that one nest in the cave, that would make me happy. You're so close. You're so close. Also, we gotta get these guys food soon because I have starving turned on and they don't have any food yet. No prey items. Where's their food stat though? Ooh, see, food is already dangerously low. We need to get these guys some food. Go ahead and get these guys moved in. Select eggs, we'll do one male. We'll go ahead and throw in some random little like Dryosaur type of creatures just to hold them over until we get that one. Or maybe I'll go ahead and actually put down a feeder. That way I can also lure them specifically like straight to that breeding, that nest. So Patagotitan, breed, or begin, whatever. Time warp, and then we'll make this one be the female. Select eggs, female, beautiful. That other one should be male, right? Yes, beautiful, beautiful. So then once we get those guys put in, we'll try and figure out what it is that they actually like to eat. We'll drop them over here next to the lake, at least via airlift. Right here at the breeding grounds. And then hopefully they'll be able to get through there. Ooh, obstructed by what? Ooh, I also just realized there might be a stark difference between what size can fit through here. We didn't look at that before. So, dinosaur size, large. Okay, so we actually probably made this even more secure than we needed to, but that's fine. Oh, whoa. Can they navigate this area, like, at all? It's just like a landmine out here. So they would not go anywhere near these big boulders? Well, no, it looks like they're doing it right now. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe not. Patigos will want the tall fiber and the tall fruit. Okay, that's what I kind of figured was just some sort of tall thing. That's what they always like. There's a chance that our Majungasaurs won't go near any of that stuff. Have you guys found the nest yet? You have not, but you're close to finding it. Random hole in the ground right there. In your territory, that is. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought they were going to fight. Okay, these guys are getting hungry. Let's bring them their feeder, which is, of course, going to destroy the entire freaking planet again, unfortunately. Will it, though? Please don't. Oh, it didn't. Why don't they all behave like that? Pisses me off. Please fix it, Frontier. It'd make my little heart happy. Ooh, Shadow of Doom scrolling across. That might mean that daytime's on the near horizon. Oh, look at that big boy. Speaking of, let's go check out the big girl over here. See if we can move her out. Release via airlift. And drop you down here with your friend. Okay. So that should be all taken care of. These guys should now be able to find their breeding grounds because they've got this feeder right here, which isn't going to last for long. So enjoy it while it lasts, buddies. I'm going to let all of y'all get a nice little bite to eat. But the moment that the Patagatitans start moving in here, better kiss your feet a goodbye. Let's see. Is this breeding area going to slowly suck in now that they're hanging out up here? Or will they just continue to expand it? Oh, I bet you that blinking light around the edge of it means that it's at risk of being lost. Is that what that means? You see how it's blinking only on the left side where they haven't been recently? So yeah, there's a pretty strong chance that they might not use that at all. But what I'm wondering is if, as these guys continue to breed, maybe they'll spread out and slowly fill the valley. Because I would prefer if they didn't just all hang out right here. I want them to actually use this whole area. If this were real life, and I think that they would absolutely use this entire area. They only require a smaller area for the sake of the game. Interesting. I don't know. I do not know. Alright, so there's our big pretty Patagatitan. Bit of influence, and we'll get you some... Oh, Joshua Tree. You do use that. You like that. What does that provide? Oh, it just provides cover, but not food. Okay. So you've got food over here, which you'll like at the very least. Or, does it provide food? Why does it say you like it then? I think it's just because you need it. That's what it is. So then we'll give you... I feel like the... Calamites is probably the closest looking thing to what could maybe actually grow around here. Maybe the Psychids. We'll do the Psychids instead. We'll give a little patch of it there. And then lower the intensity. And we'll just kind of scatter a few along here, along the edge of the river. Dinosaurs fighting. Uh-oh. They're already fighting each other. Hopefully they don't start killing each other. Could just be a little territorial dispute is all, right? Oh, whoa, we're getting pulled away. You guys good? Let's see, we've got Majungasaurus 3 and Majungasaurus 1. Are those the 2 aggressive ones, probably? Genetics. No, this one's fit. This is the aggressive one, though. And it's the aggressive and fit one, or the aggressive and strong one, rather, that won the fight. Majungasaurus nesting area 2, or excuse me, nesting area number 2 has been claimed by the Majungasaurus. Good stuff. Alright, so now's the time for names. Who wants to be named after one of these guys? Oh, and it's finally daytime again. Now that that's happening, let's do this. Sandbox settings, environment, day-night cycle. Make it a whopping 24 hours, so it's almost always daytime. Weather events. We can do some calm events. There we go. Alright. Also, what did that just say? Color grading Nevada. Interesting. Didn't realize that was even a thing. Okay, are you guys going to be able to get over to that food? Your territory does not go over there yet, but it might span that way. You might continue to move that way, I would hope. I don't know. Hopefully they'll continue to move that way. These guys, are y'all all doing good? Let's see. Food is good, food is good. Food is real bad for you, but you're literally sitting down to eat? You better eat. Yeah, okay. You're gonna eat and you're good. So these guys have fully recovered. They're all nice and healthy. Munchy munchy. That is a big old drumstick right there. That's awesome. Oh, I thought they were doing a social animation. Nope, just glitching out and walking through each other.
There are moments when working with dinosaurs that just, well, leave you in awe. Finding eggs in a nest is one such moment.
Oh, that's cool. We've got eggs! 2 eggs, leaving in 2.5 minutes. Has formed a lifelong bond. They will only mate with them from now on. That's really cool. Majungasaurus 2 and Majungasaurus 1 bonded for life. They were born together and now they're growing old together. That's so sweet. There's the missus and there's the husband. Very nice. But yeah, if you guys have any name suggestions, now's the time to leave them. It can be for these guys or for little babies or even for the Patagatitans if you want to live on the dangerous side. I guess anything's at risk here. We're dealing with cannibals after all. What are you goobers doing? Have y'all started to expand that way yet? Where's your territory? Oh. Okay. Confirmed they can get through the gap. Lifelong bonding is so cute, or such a cute idea in Jurassic World 3. It is really adorable. I like it. You'll want to leave the meat feeder for the babies until the Patagos figure out how to die. Yeah, we're definitely going to leave it there pretty much until the first baby Patagatitans begin to make their way in here. I'll tell you another thing we could probably do. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And we'll make this side blocked off via deep water as well. So that Patagatitans are the only thing that can go through here. And hopefully that will allow us to have Patagatitans on both sides of the park making their way in. So it's twice as likely to have them coming in. And by having Patagatitans on both sides of the enclosure, that'll help hopefully have the Majungasaurus roaming around both sides of the enclosure as they're going to follow the Patagatitans. Okay. We'll bring this little Cycad Grove in. Just a nice little bit. Oh, there was a sneaky cactus in there. Well, we eliminated it now, don't worry. Sorry to panic you like that, folks. There we go. The oasis. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. Let's get 2 more Patagatitans up in here. It'll make this another breeding ground as well. It'll almost be like the Patagatitans are migrating across the valley. They don't actually behave that way, but that's going to be our story behind this, because that would be really cool if they had mechanics like that in the game. But as you guys just saw a moment ago, they don't actually move that far. Well, these guys have expanded their territory a decent little bit now. I do still believe that that blinking edge of the territory line is probably the territory that's at risk of being lost, and it will be lost if they don't return to it within a certain time frame. That's what my guess is going to be, but again, not entirely sure. Ooh, daytime's coming. We're right on the cusp of losing these shadows to the point where it's kind of weird looking. Where'd my hatchery go? There you are, you sneaky snake. So take you. Hatchery, synthesize. Give me 2 more Patagatitans, please. Make it a double. There you are. Begin. And una más. Begin. Name one of the red Majungas Anhaneth. Anjaneth? What does that mean? You guess we all love Cabot Jr. Yes, we do. Are you going to add any small herbivores that they can hunt? All the babies should be named Cabot Jr. LOL. That's actually really good. We might do that. Alright, we'll make you... Oh, a male with a large appetite. That'll be interesting. You probably won't survive for very long. And you are a sickly female. You probably won't pass many traits on. Dang. Coming out swing. This will be an interesting little experiment to see how these heritable traits work out. Ooh. Shadows are dancing. Doing weird things. Okay, let's see if we can go and get those names in for y'all. You said Red Majunga, so that'll be... We'll make you be Majungasaurus number 1. Wait, we're already at 5 and 6? We have the babies and we missed them! Look at them! The cutest little freaks of nature. Hello! Dinosaur has successfully raised to maturity. Oh, that's from the hatchery. I was like, these guys were just born. Look at the long legs on you, you goofy looking thing. Also, you've got yellows in you. Okay, yeah, so there's those mutant skins coming through. That is a skin that has never been seen before, but you've just mutated it into existence. That's pretty cool. What sort of other traits do you have? You're fit? Ooh, are y'all gonna do a cute baby thing? Oh, maybe not. Alright, what about you? And you are also fit. Amazon Rainforest, Chaco-Rana pattern. Death Valley Rana pattern. Cool. Anhaneth is a monster from Monster Hunter. They have a similar color to the red Majungas. Okay, then we will name this first one the first father in the herd. Anhaneth. There we go. Good name suggestion. And then for the babies, we will have 3, 4, 5. We'll have Cabot Jr. the first. And Cabot Jr. the second. Which is funny because that's kind of what Junior already means. That's really funny. Mach 2. Is that what we start calling them? Like 1.0, 2.0, Mach 2, 3500 edition? Make them sound like vehicle names. We got the Cabot Jr. Superplex Quad Duty 4x4. Coming to a town near you. Built on American power. Tell you what. Uh-oh. Anhaneth? Or I gotta get this name down. Anhaneth? Is it Anhaneth or is it Anjaneth? Do you pronounce the J? Either way, they're up to a tear already. Oh, whoa. Actually takes a hit. That might be 2 hits in a row. Is Anhaneth gonna go down? Show me the stats. Oh, 100% health. So, I guess... Well, it doesn't even have, like, strong defense. 75. So, yeah, it wins the fight comfortably. Even though the other creature, Majungasaurus number 2, its wife. It was in a fight with its wife. I guess these things happen. These things happen. Let's not be too alarmed. You start pulling up more stunts like that, we're gonna have to split y'all up, though, buddy. Even though y'all are lifelong bonded partners. Yeah, even though that one got more hits in, this one did more damage. Sometimes it's not about the amount of blows, but the quality of the blow. Words hurt sometimes. Remember that. Write that down. Remember Jesse? Okay, good shout. And you said you wanted one of the babies to be Jesse. So we'll make the next baby that's born be Jesse. You did want it to be a baby, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. These guys are ready. Release via airlift. Bring y'all here to the South Valley. Somewhere. Here we are. Put you there. And we'll move this one as well. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't release it until that other one moves. Time warp, please. Get out of my way. Release via airlift. And you're also going to go right down. I tell you what, we're going to actually drop you in the middle of this area. That way you, can start developing your territory in there, and you can report to the other ones that there's food in there. And then hopefully that'll encourage y'all to come on out. Because these guys, still dilly-dallying, taking their sweet time to move out. Aren't y'all going to get hungry? Y'all have a food requirement too, you know. I think as they become more and more hungry, their drive to leave that area and come over here will continue to grow as well. So we'll see. It's like right on the cusp of where they are. Let's go ahead and actually expand these cycads to go right here into their territory, just so that they really, really know that they should come over here. Actually, it was already in there in the first place. So I guess whenever they feel hungry enough to go over there, they should make it happen, I suppose. They're happy and healthy, but it's only a matter of time before you get hungry enough. Yeah, it's probably getting to about that point. Ooh, a light shower's coming through. How nice. Makes our river look a lot fuller. Did it always look like this? I feel like it looks like it's a huge behemoth of a river all of a sudden. I thought before it looked like it was barely hanging on to any water at all. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I just might be. What's it to you? Yes, you did want it to be a baby? Okay, cool. Then yeah, the next one that comes along, we'll go ahead and name it. What did you miss? Well, I don't know when exactly it disappeared, but we are now the proud owners of 4 adult Majungasaurus, and we've got 2 adorable little babies. So we've got Cabot Jr. the first, and Cabot Jr. the second. Matures in 8 years from now. La-di-da-di-da, following your mama. That's adorable. I didn't know that they followed their parents like that. Or actually, it looks like you're just following your big brother. That's really cute. And then the next baby that comes along will be yours. Another thing that we did is we included 2 Patagotitans up here in the north quadrant. Looks like this guy might finally be on the move to go and get some food. Are you expanding your territory that way? You might just be. I think you are. But we included 2 Patagotitans over here so that they can start breeding up some little babies for our Majungasaurus to eat in case they're not able to take down a Patagotitan on their own. Let's be honest, this is a freaking unit of a creature. And then we just threw in 2 more down here that hopefully they will also start working on getting Patagotitans up in this area. We went ahead and dropped this one straight into the mix right off the bat. So we'll kind of see how that does. But, yeah. Good stuff. Anhanath is pronounced Anjanath. I still can't tell if you're trying to pronounce the J or not. I'm going to assume that you do pronounce the J since you did not use an H there. So Anjanath. Is that right? Anjanath? One's in chat if it's Anjanath. Any pterosaurs lived with Majungasaurus? I actually don't know. Let's look it up. Did any pterosaurs live alongside the Majungasaurus? Yes, pterosaurs lived along Majungasaurus, while specific pterosaur fossils from the Maevarano Formation in Madagascar are rare or fragmented. Pterosaurs were present in the ecosystem during the late Cretaceous. It's not telling me what types. Asdarchid pterosaur. Unidentified remains. Okay, so it does not specify what type of pterosaurs were around. I don't know. That was correct. Sweet. Let's go! It's funny how the water is supposed to be such a minimal feature of this exhibit, but it's like the only thing that all the species seem to have ticked off is like way more than enough water and nothing else. Majungasaurus 4 has formed a lifelong partner bond to Majungasaurus number 3. Oh, and they've used this nest? Or maybe. Who are the parents? Sea Mother. It is. So y'all just went in and stole the original's nest. That's really funny. Okay, so then in 2 minutes' time, baby Jessie will be born. Good stuff. Majungasaurus were some of the last dinosaurs, so they were around more mammals and stuff like that. I did see that. I was reading about that earlier as well, is that they lived alongside a bunch of mammals and reptiles and little things kind of that nature, which is pretty cool. And like birds and stuff. So more birds than actual pterosaurs, I think. I don't know when the last pterosaurs died out. But yeah, these guys were around as recent as like, I think like 66 million years ago, like pretty much right as the big extinction event kind of happened. Over in Madagascar. Oh, we should name one of the guys here. Since nobody else has thrown out name suggestions, I'm going to name the other ones on my own. We will have you be King Julian. Hello, King Julian. And then this one will be, and it's kind of like that light brownie color. This will be Mort. Oh, hello, Mort. Can you name the 4 Pam? Uh-oh. I think I might have just named number 4. Here, we'll make this one Mort then. Mort. And then the current Mort, this guy. There's your Pam. Alright, how about that? I hope you get the Repetosaurus in the future. We need more African species. That would be cool. Yeah, so I'll give you guys a little hint. That way you guys, you snakes don't go and steal my idea. Give you the claim on it right now. I call dibs on this. Another DLC idea that I was thinking about would be just kind of, I guess it depends, probably more of like a continent-specific DLC, kind of like how you just said we need more African species. I think that what would be really, really neat to do is to come in and make proper ecosystems. So for every species in the game, at least every carnivore that you have in the game, you should have an appropriate prey item for it. So if the primary thing that Majungasaurus eats is Repetosaurus, they should include Repetosaurus in the game. That way we have a proper dynamic ecosystem that we could recreate in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Instead of them chasing around something that lived a billion years into the future before they ever even showed up. A billion years is obviously a little bit exaggerated, but you know, like if something, if we threw down, I don't know all the timeline stuff off the top of my head. I only did research for specifically the Majungasaurus before this video. But if we had like Dryosaurus that lived on the complete opposite side of the world in North America, and it was around 20 million years before this dude, obviously the Majungasaurus would never have gone and eaten a Dryosaurus type of thing. It'd be cool if they introduced a species for each carnivore that could act as a prey item for that carnivore. I'm sure that a lot of those are already included. Oh, the new babies are here. Look at that little guy. Majungasaurus. Whoa, 10. Whoa, how many babies did they just have? They just had 3 more babies. Well, this adorable little schnookums is going to be Jessie, the newest of the babies. There's Jessie. There you go. Oh, wow. Thanks, Post Dino, for saying that you got to go and take a number 2. Good luck over there. Was not expecting that. And so now we have 2 more, wait, no, 3 more, 8, 9, and 10. That means we just had 4 new babies. 3 more dinosaurs, 8, 9, and 10, all available for name suggestions if anybody's interested in that. But yeah, I think that would be a really cool DLC idea, or just, you know, some form, as if they could come in and introduce prey items for the big carnivores in the game. I think that'd be really, really sweet. You want more campaign expansions and dinosaurs that fit those? Dinosaurs that fit those campaigns? Do you mean kind of like how we had the Badlands and it was all related to the Badlands type of stuff? Because if so, then yeah, that was pretty cool. But not exactly sure what you mean. Because the campaign is always interesting to me. I think the majority purpose for Jurassic World Evolution 3 from like a player-based perspective is probably the sandbox mode. I think that's where most of their money and stuff is going to go to. Or maybe not. Well, yeah, sandbox in the sense of like you can still do the proper park mode that where you actually have to earn a living and stuff. Not just like unlimited money sandbox like what I'm in, but just where you can go in, set up a little system to where you have to actually build a park from the ground up and earn your money. I think that that's kind of what the majority of players are drawn to. At the end of the day, like, what else can you really include in campaign that's going to be different than what's already there? I feel like that would be difficult. I'm pretty sure, so this is a reference to the Flintstones. I'm pretty sure Bam Bam is a boy and Pebbles is a girl. So we're going to swap that. Make you Pebbles. And make this Bam Bam. I like that name suggestion. Somebody's on low health. Our first victim to fall to the low health radar. Let's see. So Pebbles and Bam Bam. Coors Light for a baby. Because brewed from a mountain stream. That's actually really funny. So we'll make this guy be. This will be Coors. There you go, little Coors. Brewed right here in the mountains. Name one their main prey. Okay, we could name one of these guys Rasputin or whatever that dude's name is. Repetosaurus. Who's on low health? Oh, you of all people. You have not found your food yet. Can you not fit through that gap maybe? Is that the issue? I don't think you can fit through there. That must be it. Let's come here. Large obstruction. I guess this is just too narrow for you to fit through, so let's try and move this out some. Okay. Does that make things better for you? Can you get in there now, buddy? Go that way. Go get some food. I don't want to see you go down already. You must be the one with the big appetite, huh?
Prime motivator for any animal.
Yep.
Dinosaurs included.
Go get some food, please. I don't want to see you go already. Sometimes that's just the way life goes. Yes, like a Russian park and have the dinosaurs be from Russia. That is actually cool. I do like your thought process there. Or like if they had like a safari, like an African safari type of park where you go around in the tour jeeps, like these bad boys, like that type of tour vehicle, and you set up an actual proper safari where you're out on like the Serengeti, but instead of current African animals, you had the dinosaurs. That'd be really, really cool. Just a bunch of African species. That does actually sound fun. So I guess if they were to expand on campaign mode, then that would probably be the way to do it. Good shout. No! Wow, you died quickly. I feel like we just got the alert that you were low. I didn't really pay that close attention to your actual health because I thought like you just became low health. Dang, now I feel really bad about that. I was going to save him if it got too close, but I guess this is the best way to have like a ecosystem and proper wildlife documentary is you don't interfere with it. We've set up the components for success, and now it's just time to let life play out and see what happens. Clever, Scuttles? I'm very clever indeed. Don't ever quiz me though. You don't want to see the very, very strong proof that I have to back up that claim. No further questions. Okay. We will name... Oh, you're hungry. Why don't y'all go and get food over here, dudes? Can y'all not fit through here either, I wonder? Let's try to move this over some. Move that over. We'll create a little bit of a wider gap there. Now will y'all be able to fit through? I thought that if your territory expanded all the way in there, that meant that you'd be able to go in there. Let's give them other food too. Let's try and give them tall fiber maybe? Because that's tall fiber. We need tall fruit. No, we have this, which is tall fiber and tall fruit. So they should have everything. Or maybe some tall leaf. Is that what y'all need? We'll put some tall leaf over here in this patch. Maybe they just needed a proper tall tree model, like how now at least that's a tall tree that they can come and munch on. Oh, look at them making a beeline for it. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, let's go do that on this side. Because are you having food problems too? No, your food is fine. So I don't know what that means then. I guess they just couldn't find that cycad grove a minute ago with that rock formation in the way. Why? What is why? I think you might be behind. Did you just see the Patagatitans die? Is that what happened? Alright, go my pretties. Get to the food before it's too late. Can't breed, improve health. Yeah, we're working on it. Swimming their way there. Swimming their way to victory. Very good. Dang, the Majungasaurus are breeding like rabbits. These guys are just growing and growing and growing. Especially since they don't have any food restrictions. They just have an unlimited food feeder here. So they've definitely got a little bit of an advantage on that front. Oh no, you're not ahead. I don't know why we're saying why then. Hello. Hi Jade. How are you doing? I think that's the first time I've noticed you popping in here before. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a fan-freaking-tabby-dozy day. We'll probably go ahead and wrap this up somewhat soon. Oh my god, it's Rut! What's up, Rut? I haven't seen you in ages. Or I guess, excuse me, you're not a Rut. I didn't mean to call you that. Looks super cool. Sorry you can't stay for long, but you thought I'd pop in for a sec. No, it's so good to hear from you again. I feel like I haven't seen your name in ages, but so nice to see you around. You're one of my OGs. You a real one. Everybody say hi, Rut. Hi, Rut. You're doing good. How about me? I'm doing freaking fantastic. Can't complain. I get to sit here, play with dinosaurs, and talk to you guys. So, can't complain. Having a pretty awesome day. We're trying to get a little bit of an ecosystem rolling here. We came in and we bred 4 Majungasaurus, 2 male, 2 females. We bred 4 Patagatitans, 2 males, 2 females. Patagatitans are off to a rocky start, but I don't see them taking too many blows. I think that their only chance of extinction is probably going to be from if they get picked off too much as babies. Because the way that an ecosystem typically works, which is kind of what's weird about the Majungasaurus now that I think about it, is you have, it works like a pyramid where at the bottom you have lots of small prey items and you slowly work your way up to larger predators. And that would be your apex predator. Top of the food chain is typically your biggest thing. So like for example, if you had a T-Rex and you had a Dryosaurus, you'd have like 20 Dryosaurs for every T-Rex type of thing because it takes that much energy. It takes 20 Dryosaurs worth of energy to feed that one T-Rex. But this, however, is a little bit backwards where there's only a few prey items, but they're these massive sauropods. So it's a little bit inverted in that sense. They get a ton of energy out of it because it's a giant freaking creature, but there's definitely not going to be nearly as strong of population numbers of these giant sauropods. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to work. I get the feeling that they will be super vulnerable if the Majungasaurus can figure out how to locate their nest. Or, you know, maybe not even necessarily locating their nest, but if the Patagatitans start breeding with the common nests, instead of their private ones up here, if they start to go over here to breed and use these nests in here where the Majungasaurus have access to them, then their babies are just always going to be picked off before they can ever grow up. And they will absolutely plummet towards extinction. Because there's only 3 of them. There's literally 1 male remaining already. Yeah, there's just 1 male left. And he's on very low health, down to 13. Because he's refusing to eat. He's not refusing to eat, he just can't figure it out for some reason. He's got to circle around this tree, and by the time it takes him to actually circle around, he's already lost 10% of his health. But he should start munching now. There you go. Eat up, buddy, old pal. I think we've saved him. Hey, Rye. How's it going? Haha, trying to be friendly with the animals. What does that mean? Is your doggy pissing you off or something, and it's testing your patience? You should always be friendly to your animals, though. You're going to rant about some random stuff? Oh, what a way to return from your glorious deuce. Thanks for letting all of us know about that. You're still shocked that sauropods only lived off of leaves, or primarily off of leaves. Imagine how much they would have to eat to get all the calories needed. Yeah, so that's kind of what's interesting about modern day whales as well, as they use a similar sort of tactic where the giant, most absolutely massive creature that has ever existed on our planet is alive at the same time as us, at least of all the known discovered species, which I think is really, really freaking cool, that being the blue whale. And it lives off of these tiny, like, microscopic krill pretty much. And all it does is it just swims around, opens up its mouth, and just consumes, like, literal tons of this krill in order to sustain its giant size. Now, one big advantage that these giant whales did have, that the creatures such as these giant sauropods did not have to deal with, is they live suspended in water, which means that they kind of get to live a weightless lifestyle, which is something that has allowed them to get even bigger than the sauropods did. Is the sauropods have to battle with gravity and the energy that it takes to move around on land. A whale, on the other hand, is like just a neutrally buoyant sort of creature, and it can just float there effortlessly, just suspended in water. So that's one reason why it's able to not exert quite as much energy as well. So that's kind of an interesting little thing. But yeah, back to your whole point. Really, really crazy how these massive creatures decide to get their energy off of literally the most tiny, minute little things in the world. It's really, really cool. Sorry about that random little rant. He just sent me down a little rabbit hole there talking about cool little ecosystem things. Pretty good. Thanks for asking. How about me? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Bro, you think dinosaurs are friendly, huh? I think dinosaurs are freaking awesome. I don't know if I'd say they're friendly. These guys over here, not very friendly. This dude right here, he killed his wife and ate him. Okay, he didn't actually do that, but he did attack his wife. Or actually, I think the wife attacked him, but he had the last laugh in that fight. Let's just put it that way. So no, I would not describe these guys as friendly. Maybe some dinosaurs can be, though. Littlefoot. Shout out Littlefoot. How many of you guys know who Littlefoot is? I would imagine a pretty large chunk. I think most of the dinosaur community knows about Littlefoot. For example, the koala has to eat almost non-stop. They both eat very low-calorie foods. Yeah, koala. I mean, honestly, just any sort of leaf-eating animal at all. Oh, really? Sad for his wife, though? Yeah. Yeah. They got along. They made up. She is... Where is she? She's somewhere in here. I think that's this one here. This is Pam. Yeah, she's the mother. Yeah, lifelong partner. There. Oh wait, no. It's not King Julian then. Who is Angeramp's partner? Mort. It's Mort. Mort is the one. But yeah, she's still here. So they just had a little disagreement, but they're good. Can't breed because they had eggs. They have a 40-minute cooldown. Interesting. Okay, because whenever I tried to make an ecosystem, whenever this game first came out, it just absolutely spiraled out of control. And what happened is they just bred like rabbits. It was Dilophosaurus specifically that felt like every 2 seconds it was boom, Dilophosaurus, boom, Dilophosaurus, boom, Dilophosaurus, and they just absolutely crashed our ecosystem. But now that we have a 40-minute cooldown, that's going to make this much more interesting. Although, even though you do have that 40-minute cooldown, you have these babies that will mature in however long 5 years is. I don't know what that is translated into game units, but once these once these guys all grow up, that'll be 6 more creatures that can come and pump out babies, and that's still like pretty exponential growth when you think about it that way. So that is still scary to think about. Basically, these Patigotitans really need to get a move on with breeding. Is that the whole reason why they can't breed? It says improve health. Base breeding chance 100%. Health and comfort can't breed. Why? Poor breeding chance. Why? It says improve health, but your health is... Oh, it's not 100%. It's 80%. Okay, well, they're on the route to breeding. You can breed. But your breeding chance is low. So the female, it's just at a low breeding chance. If you look at this curve on their most fertile time period, I guess. So it has a little bit of ways to reach its peak fertility. And this one, while it can breed whenever, it needs to get its health up first, which it's close to. I don't know what that threshold needs to be. It might be 90%, it might be all the way up to 100%. But regardless, it should be there any moment now. So let's see what happens when we get to 90% health. Does that change anything at all? While we're waiting for that, let's see what you guys are saying, because I see y'all are putting quite a lot of messages. It'd be so interesting to see the Utahs, let's say, cooperate and hunt something big in real life. That would be so goddamn cool. That would be really awesome to see. Breeding chance, still cannot breed due to health. Oh wait, and comfort. So do we need to give them... Well, that should... excuse me, that shouldn't matter though, because we have these guys that don't have comfort either. Yeah, they're missing pasture and all sorts of stuff. They don't even have their prey items like they want. So that shouldn't be the issue. I guess it's just a matter of get to 100% health. Let's see that. You'd love to share your portfolio? Oh wait, oh, sorry for promoting my services. Do you have any plans to get custom stuff for the channel, like logo, banner overlays, or maybe even animated screens to start? For starting BRB and ending soon screens? I would absolutely be interested in some stuff like that. I don't necessarily make a ton of profit off of YouTube to go splurging a ton of money into it, but you should 100% join our Discord, and then the two of us can get into touch, because that does sound very interesting. That's exactly what I've got going on for my plans right now. Okay, you should be able to breed now? Yes, okay, so these guys should go and hopefully produce their first batch of eggs here any moment now. This Lone Ranger, all on her own down here, poor soul. I guess she doesn't even really have a high chance of breeding anytime soon, but she's going to have to wait a while before anybody finally comes along. Thankfully, as you can kind of tell, she's got a long lifespan. She's a big old freaking sauropod, so she'll be around a while, hopefully to eventually find a mate one day. That is pretty sad, though. But also, Jade, speaking of all that art sort of stuff, we do actually currently have an art competition going on the channel. It ends February 8th, so you've got about a little over a week still if you want to participate in it. And it's literally just designing an emoji. It's as simple as that. If you go over on the Discord, go to our art contest section, you can see all the rules and kind of regulations for that. And then if you go to the art section, you can see some examples for the artwork that I've already made as my entries to it. There's no limit to the amount of entries. If that's something that interests you, then go and check that out. Let's see. Gallimimus in your other Montana park, or at least 20 generations of Gallimimus, and with all other dinosaurs like Utyrannus, Pyraptor, yep. That's really cool. Does that mean that you're going to get heading out? Wait, what's sad for Jesse? What happened, Jesse? Did I miss something? I feel like I might have missed something. Jesse, do you upload your ecosystems in the workshop? Oh, does he make ecosystem? That's really cool. And then no, he does not upload them. That is unfortunate. You're curious, there was a dinosaur call sound that could just... Oh wait, you're curious, was there a dinosaur call or sound that could just kill you? Like the vibrations to be so violent that they just end you would be an interesting way to hunt? I do not know that off the top of my head. I'm interested in dinosaurs, but I am by no means an expert on them. I do know that today, I'm pretty sure we have the clicks of sperm whales are so loud and aggressive that those can like severely kind of screw you up. I don't know if those can actually kill you or if that's more of just a myth though. But I mean, if we're able to do that in modern days with whales, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there were some sort of sea creatures that could do a similar sort of thing back then. Granted, they weren't mammals at the time. Mammals didn't exist at that point. I don't know. That's interesting. Because you definitely have the potential to make some really loud sounds with these giant sauropods and theropods and other things of that nature. But I don't know if I feel confident in saying that there could be anything that could produce a sound loud enough to kill you. And if there was ever a way to, like, prove that, like, you could probably find something like that maybe in theory. But as far as the paleo record goes, I don't think that there would be any way to show that something died due to sound. You probably wouldn't ever get to that point because you can't really... Behaviors don't really fossilize, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of find areas where things have hunted each other down, and like tracks where they've maybe hunted as a pack sort of thing, so you can kind of get behaviors in that sort of sense. But I don't think that you'd be able to actually prove that something killed based on sound. Want to do some quizzes? Ooh, if you got some fun little quiz questions for us, that would be fun. All right, the sound, I mean, sorry, not the sound, this daytime setting stuff is kind of frustrating me, this weird shadow stuff going on. So let's drop it down to 10 minutes for a second. We'll advance time, just so that the shadows stop freaking out. Just give me pure, unadulterated daytime. There we go. Okay, and now let's go back to our 24-hour cycle. Apply. Yes. There we go. Now we should not deal with any more weird shadows. From easy to impossible, just give us a mix. Let's see how smart our community is. I think we got some real smarty pants in here. You are ready to breed. You are ready to breed. Oh wait, you can't just because you don't have a partner though. And you are ready to breed. So even though you guys are unlikely, what the heck does a negative 50% chance male modifier mean? What does that mean? Does that mean y'all aren't a good fit for each other? I don't know what the heck that means. You know, you hate when you put too many herbivores in a park in this game. They drive me crazy and make me want to end things. Does that count? That's pretty funny. Let's see. Yeah, they can definitely just reproduce like rabbits. It's honestly kind of ridiculous. But hopefully this 40-minute cooldown will be enough of a time crunch to where that's not too much of an issue. Especially because the moment that we get the first... Well, maybe we should go ahead and take out the carnivore food now. Because, I mean, after all, I hate to say it, but after all, these guys are cannibals. Because I feel like it would be so incredibly unfair to breed the first baby, then turn off the carnivore food, and have 20 Majungasaurus just circle up on one baby Patagotitan. I don't know. Let me know y'all's thoughts on that. How should we approach introducing this whole food situation? Because I'm not sure. You sent me the portfolio? Awesome. I'll go ahead and take a look at that after we wrap up this stream. Thanks for doing that. You mean dinosaurs did have bird lungs from what you know, so they were stronger and probably more able to do loud sounds. For example, we have the loons the size of a small dog, and its call can be ... I guess you weren't able to finish all of that. Oh, heard from 20 kilometers away. That's 15-ish miles. Yes, that's very true, but if I'm not mistaken, one other thing, which is why they don't think that dinosaurs actually roared and made sounds similar to what we see in all these different depictions, is they don't actually have a larynx. They have something, it's a different type of lynx. I don't remember what specifically it's called, but that didn't evolve at that point in time. So they weren't able to make sounds in the exact same ways that they depict in like all the Jurassic Park movies and stuff like that. Or maybe that's the point though. I'd have to go and look at that again. I feel like I might be getting that a little bit mixed up. It could be that they were able to make sounds like birds, and then eventually the larynx came along later down the road. in mammals and stuff, and that's why they said that they weren't able to do proper roars like what you see in Jurassic Park. But I feel like there's like even something pre-bird calls to where the only sounds that they could really make were these low guttural noises. And that's why you see these depictions online every once in a while about what did the T-Rex really sound like, and it was just this low, like bassy rumbling sound instead of like a big bird-like creature. Okay, we've got our first quiz question going on. What are people saying? Post, I know, first hint. No, we don't need a hint already. Where's the I don't even see the question yet. Post. Let's chance them for each other. So you think that we should get rid of the feeder and just let them go at each other? I'll turn off the feeder once these guys have officially claimed a nest. How about that? First hint. This secret dinosaur is a large carnivorous theropod. Yeah, I mean, I see the hint, but I don't see your question anywhere, so I don't know what that would be. More you know, but there must have been some dinosaurs that were able to do calls. Maybe not Rexes or Dromaeosaurids, or maybe a herd of dinosaurs. We already know Parasaurolophus sounded like a trumpet. True, very, very true. Yeah, no, they were definitely able to make noises to some extent. So, who knows what's possible. Because I think the last I saw, at least, they said something about how the Parasaur is actually the only dinosaur that they for sure know the sound of, because they were able to fully reconstruct that thing's, like, I don't know if you'd call, was that the nasal cavity that you'd call that? But that hollow chamber within its skull that they had passed sound through. They did that, and they were able to actually recreate what they sounded like, which is pretty cool. But I think that's the only one that they feel like pretty confident in. Everything else is just kind of up to interpretation and guesstimation. These guys are so cool. It really wasn't until I played Jurassic World Evolution that I fell in love with sauropods. Like, I was always a big fan of these guys, but now just in recent times, or I guess, no, honestly, I wasn't even that crazy big a fan of them. But just now in recent times, I have really, really grown to love these big old sauropods. They're just super cool. Chaotic? You dirty dog. Well, thank you so much. What a nice guy. Thank you so much. Leaving a tip for the entertainment value. What a sweetheart. I'm going to give a little heart on that for you. Thank you so much. You're too kind. You're too sweet. The second hint, this dinosaur was discovered in North America, and it's from the late Cretaceous time period. Okay, see, that's something I got to get better at. Is I'm not very good with my time frame on these different things like that. Oh, we got JC Nora up in here as well. Hello. You tried to join the Discord server, but it did not work for you? Well, we have a link in the description of this stream, and there's also a button on the channel homepage that you can try and click on. Hopefully one of those will work for you. Carcharodontosaurus. I didn't think that Carcharodontosaurus was from North America. Am I crazy? I thought that was more of a African thing. I could be completely wrong about that, though. I'm honestly thinking that you're just talking about straight up Tyrannosaurus Rex. Most obvious big one, but I don't know if that's actually from Cretaceous. What time period did Tyrannosaurus Rex live in? Yeah, it is late Cretaceous period. Okay, yeah, so that's my guess. Is it Tyrannosaurus? Last and most obvious hint, this dinosaur is a really popular Tyrannosaurid. Dab on the haters, baby. Let's freaking go. I think I got it. I guess there's still other types of Tyrannosaurids, but that's my guess. Is that the one you're talking about? I feel like that's the most obvious one. Hey, about to go Titan. That was a fun little quiz, though. I don't even know if that's the right answer yet or not, but it was a fun little quiz. I liked the idea there. Post. T-Rex. It's always T-Rex. It's freaking always T-Rex. It really is. 68 to 66, you guess? Is that the time frame? Isn't that so wild to think about, too? Is, like, obviously these guys lived a long time ago, but it's crazy thinking about how long they lived. Like, humans have only been around for a tiny fraction of time, whereas these guys, just dinosaurs in general, roamed the planet for millions upon millions upon millions of years. And that's really weird to think about, to me at least. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but I think that's wild. Okay, I don't think that we've had any new developments in terms of the Majungasaurus clan. Excuse me, that was clan. I was gonna say crew and then I switched it up. I tend to do that way too much. Does anybody have names for these guys, by the way? We've got Patagotitan 1, 2, and 4 all looking to be named. We've got number 4 with a female. Oh, they've officially claimed the nest. It's time to turn off the feeders. Patagotitan 2 is a female, and Patagotitan number 1 is a male. The lone buck in the crowd. Alright. The nests have been claimed, which means it's time to do away with the carnivore feeders. It's only a matter of time before these guys turn on each other. This will be interesting. I assume that these guys will kill and eat each other for food, even though it's evolution. Because, after all, like, yes, they did it in real life, sure, but I was curious if they would do it in the game, and I have to assume they would, because not only is that a huge detail about these guys, but they also straight up announce this as that whenever Cabot, like, you first release it, and Cabot's like, these guys are cannibals, so I don't see why they wouldn't incorporate that mechanic. I'm pretty sure they do. I think I've seen them do that before. Hard edition. Okay, here's the first of our hard quiz questions. Let's freaking do it. First hint, this dinosaur is a giant species of Dromaeosaurus. Alright, if he's a giant one, then I'm just going to start out with the obvious Utah raptor. That's my first guess based on the current hints. Look at this bad boy. I'm so excited to see our baby Patagotitans. I don't think I've ever actually seen one of them before. Let's see. Do we have a next hint yet? No. Possibly a Kilobator or Utah Raptor. What? Correct? Oh, I got it on the first try? Let's freaking go. Good work, folks. GG's. You're picking the obvious ones is why. You thought Dakota Raptor was one of the biggest? I think Dakota Raptor is a little bit smaller than Utah Raptor, at least based on just like a graphic I've seen before. I don't have a bunch of hard facts behind that one, though. Marty Pants in these lively chats. I know, I'm telling y'all, we may not be the biggest community out there, but we are the best community out there. We have got the coolest people and the smartest people that show up to these things. You guys are freaking awesome. Dude, I love the Patagotitan. This is probably my favorite sauropod in the game right now. I love it so much. I think that this thing has been, it's been moving to nest for the past like 5 minutes already. These guys sure do just slowly kind of wander their way around the park. Alright, did you officially make your way to the nest yet? You're backing it up in that thing? Yeah. Oh, it laid its first egg. Okay, so these guys had a very low chance of producing offspring, which is why we only have one egg. But we do officially have an egg that will hatch in 4 minutes time. Let's freaking go. Start brewing up some name ideas. I guess we could honestly wrap this up at any point. We'll probably even do so. I'll give us 30 more minutes and we'll wrap this up at 4:30 my time. Technically that's 36 minutes from now. We'll give it 36 minutes to go ahead and see how this thing goes. I think that there's just like a quiet storm brewing over here. We haven't heard any chaos and carnage yet from these guys. But I get the feeling that that's probably going to be happening soon. Also, I just now remembered that up here, if we go to our obstructions for large carnivores... Oh, no, they're still navigating. We have quite a few obstructions, which I think might be limiting the Majungasaurus from venturing this way. What I was thinking about doing is coming in here, and we'll just swap out some of these big rocks for just brushland. But I think they're interfering with these guys' ability to navigate around. Maybe we'll even just go barren. Let's try just putting a little bit more barren stuff in here. I think that might allow the Majungasaurus to at least spread out a little bit more. There we go. That should probably help them out a little bit. Utahraptor is the largest. Was actually discovered during the Jurassic Park. Oh no, was actually discovered during Jurassic Park while it was being created, and made Spielberg happy because it legitimized his version of the Velociraptor. Yeah, so the interesting thing about that, kind of what you just talked about, is Velociraptor obviously uses the name of Velociraptor, but it was more like a Deinonychus is what it was based on design-wise, and it was just like the size of the Utahraptor. And then once they found out that Utahraptor existed, then that they really just scaled it up that last little bit to be like, okay, see, it confirms our giant freaking Velociraptor. Cool. All right, I'm going to time warp a little bit since we're getting down to kind of limited time now. And we'll see what the first of our little babies wanders off and does. Will these guys ever really venture in here, I wonder? I think what we need to do is, now that they're in here, I forgot that this was my original intention. Now that we've gotten them to move in here, we're going to add some cycads deeper into this area. And we'll add a little bit of ginkgo deeper into this area. And we're going to take away the ginkgo and stuff that's up here to encourage them to move further into this area. Movement in nest. Life is about to find a way. Let's go. What a chunker! He looks like a little baby giraffe with that little head shape. Oh, it did a little happy dance. He's still doing a happy dance. It's so fat. It looks like they very clearly got inspiration from like a baby elephant for how they wanted this guy to move around, because that just felt so reminiscent of a little elephant right there. That was awesome. Austroraptor is huge. Actually, you believe Dakota Raptor is bigger than the Austroraptor. Honestly, in your Discord server, you kind of want a dinosaur and other prehistoric wildlife quiz channel. That's such a long name. I'm the host of the quiz, but I don't think that will happen. If you wanted to come in and set up like a little quiz that you could run every single like Friday or something like that, and like you'd spend the week working on developing a quiz for like a trivia sort of thing, I think that'd be really cool. Because I myself, were you in the previous thing whenever we were talking about setting up our own little trivia type of thing, like a trivia stream night type of thing? I think that would be a ton of fun. Maybe the two of us will have to talk about that and we can work on questions together or something. I don't know. I do think that sounds interesting though. They kind of retcon the genetic code being spliced to explain things like small Dilophosaurus that spit venom, etc., etc. Yeah, true. Everything that you see in Jurassic Park kind of just gets taken with a grain of salt, and it's all kind of got a little bit of plot armor, where it's just like, if something doesn't make sense, then it's like, oh, just contribute that to the fact that it's not a real dinosaur. It's just a mutated freak. So, always a way to back out of its little inconsistencies and scientific inaccuracies. Dude, I love this guy. This is adorable. Did anybody get names yet? Patrick? We'll go like that. Baby sauropods are so cute. He should be named Bigfoot because he ain't little. Bigfoot, that's actually pretty funny. The first one I saw was Pat, and I kind of like that. We can make Bigfoot one of the parents. How about that? Is that a fair compromise? We'll go Pat for you, and then follow the Bigfoot over here. Bigfoot. And then I'll make this female over here Big Bertha, because she a big girl. And then last but not least, we still have a name suggestion for number 4. Been trying to get 2 brother aloes and it ain't working. Dang, that is tough. What is the breeding like for an aloe? I don't know. Do they, like, what's the clutch size, the egg clutch size for something like that? I assume you're talking about just in game. Let's see. So yeah, we have one more female Patagotitan name up for grabs if anybody wants it. All right. How are these guys doing? These guys have officially transitioned to hungry. And it looks like they are searching further and farther into the deepest, darkest crevices in hopes of finding some food. Everybody's about to dip into the red. So the calm period before the storm has officially come to a conclusion, which is kind of funny since it literally just finished raining. Ooh, that's pretty. Are you about to do something adorable? Hold on. Hold on. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh, I thought they were going to do something. We haven't really got to just come down here and really watch too much of what's going on. Oh. Uh-oh, what's happening? Feel like things are getting hostile. Things are getting antsy. Things are feeling jumpy. I don't know what that was all about. Petunia, that's a good name. You called your Apatosaurus Slim Jim? That's funny. Yeah, the Apatosaurus are some chonkers. Alright, we'll name you Petunia. Lonely Petunia. I hope she finds a mate one day. This is really sad. Or Penelope. Penelope's good too, but we've already named it Petunia. Pam. Well, we already have a Pam. Patagonia for the female. Patagonia Titan is what you're saying. Oh well. Well, we've already got the name suggestions, but I appreciate everybody for giving us some ideas. I do like Penelope as well. That's a good one. Oh, look at her beckoning for a mate. Is anybody out there? Maybe one day she'll meet up with the rest of the herd. This feels honestly a lot like, there's a really good animated short film that came out recently. Oh, look how far they've expanded their territory now. Go on. Maybe we'll even just continue to sprinkle some more. Like, just close enough to try and continue encouraging them to move deeper into this area. I think that's the move. We'll just do little patches like that. Want to get a big tree in there if possible. There it is. Alright, our first of the low hells for the, I assume, Majungasaurus. Oh, it's Cabot Jr. the first. He's still just a little baby. Alright, it's time to see these guys whip out their cannibalistic side. Looking bloody. Have they been getting in fights already? Are the parents eating the babies? It looks like it's hunting it down back there, doesn't it? I think it's waiting for it to finish drinking. Oh no! No way! I knew they were cannibals, but you're gonna kill your own baby? Oh. The baby might have better stamina and speed. Oh wait, no, what's happening is it has better maneuverability in these rocks because the large creatures technically can't fit through the rocks, but the small ones can. That's an interesting dynamic I didn't expect. Fascinating. Yeah, it's trying to chase them down, but it can't squeeze through the small gaps in the rocks the same way that the little ones can. Oh, it's so devastating that these guys are just straight up chasing their babies, though. Are they lining up for a kill, or what is this? It's weird how they keep, like, properly lining up. It kind of feels to me like the Majungasaurus was released before it was finished. From the day that I first got the DLC, or the day that it came out, and I started using it, you can notice some weird kind of quirks in the animation and just the style of the way it moves around and everything. They hunt their own juveniles? I know. I didn't think that they would. Maybe it's the juveniles of the other parents, which would be really interesting to see. So Cabot Jr., let's see who your mom is. Mother is Mort. Okay, so Mother Mort is over here. Who is this one that's causing a menace? Okay, so yeah. So this is the mom of the other group. It's not attacking its own kind unless... Cabot Jr. the first there. So yeah, it's not attacking its own babies, but it's attacking the babies of the rivals. I wouldn't even necessarily call them rivals, but just of the other families. Oh, our first fatality. That's going to offer a little bit of relief for whatever else is in the area. These two adults are going... Oh, no, no, no! Wait! Pam just killed Cabot Jr. I was looking away a little bit because I was expecting a fight up here. But somehow, someway, Cabot Jr.'s dead. So we're going to leave these corpses around to provide food for as long as possible. We don't just want to bring in a helicopter and airlift them. Because, I mean, in real life, corpses aren't going anywhere. This is what provides food. So that should offer a little bit of relief for our hungry creatures. If they'll go and eat them, though. They've just killed these creatures, but nobody's actually going to go and eat them? Oh yeah, hunted down by Pam. Look at that. And yet Pam is not taking advantage of it? Why are you not eating it? Rip Cabot, I know. Dang, this is really interesting to see the mechanics at play, though, because I didn't realize that they would, whenever they would go cannibalistic mode like this, I didn't realize that they would hunt down the offspring of their, I guess, just non-family members like that. It makes sense, but I wasn't sure how it was going to behave. Protecting young. Doesn't look like you're doing much of that. Alright, is anybody going to come and start eating these corpses? Did they, like, forget to introduce that? Has anybody managed to actually see a Majungasaurus eat another Majungasaurus? Obviously, we have evidence that they're hunting each other down. But did Frontier, like, forget to allow them to eat each other? Because what is this? We're killing and not eating. Don't tell me they did some sort of stupid mechanic where they can't eat the babies. Because if so, this is just more disrespectful than allowing them to die at all. It's just killing them and then wasting the body. The world's gotten too soft. You got triplets for your aloe. That's awesome. What are you going to name them? Also, a little bit off topic, but thank y'all everybody so much for stopping by here today. I appreciate the support that this has gotten today. We've had a good little showing. I don't know how accurate these things are, but it showed us that we've pretty consistently been bouncing between like 12 to 18 people all day, which is pretty high numbers compared to what we normally do, so I appreciate that, everybody. You guys are some real ones. Oh, I think I missed a message up here. He likes long walks on the beach and hates being devoured by Majungasaurus. That's funny. I assume that's your little pickup line or your bachelorette sort of memo for our girl Petunia over here. Come and get her while she's hot, boys. He likes long walks along the coastline and hates being devoured by Majungasaurus. Available as a single bachelorette in a town near you. Well, if you're willing to migrate across the Great Valley, that is. Yeah, it's a little bit of a battlefield out here. Alright, so I think that our big reveal is going to be, hopefully soon we'll be able to see them actually eat one of the babies, and if not, then by the time that one of the adults goes down and dies like this one right here, it's definitely not going to bounce back from this. It is officially laid down and accepted defeat. If they start eating these adult ones... Oh, it's King Julian! No! The king has fallen! If we see them start feasting off of this one, then I think that means that Frontier officially... Oh, that was so mean! It doesn't even stop to acknowledge, it just keeps moving on. Carnotaurus behavior. Are you gonna... Straight to the next one! That better not have been your own kid. Who are your babies? It doesn't even show anymore. Hold on. Bam Bam, who is your mother? Mother is Pam. Okay, yeah, so they're still just killing the offspring of the other families, which is cool. I like that that's at least staying a consistent thing. I wasn't sure if maybe we just got lucky the first time. Hunted down by Mort. Yeah, Mort's going on a tear, man. So it looks like the originals, Cabot Jr. and Cabot Jr. Oh, well, maybe not Cabot Jr. 1, but is this the last baby? Living baby, living adult, living adult. Man, so the OG family. Oh, wait. We have Pebbles still. And Pebbles isn't even... Well, she's starving, but she's good on health for now. She's the last one to enter the starving phase. She's gonna need some food here soon. Wait, what's going on up here? Low on food? Why? Hold on. What did we mess up? Is it because we deleted these? Let me add these in, because that's kind of more my fault than anything. I deleted these a minute ago. I'll put that tree back for you. I know that I'm kind of tampering with this a little bit, but I need Patago Titans to at least have a fighting chance. I can't just let them die up here outside of the arena. And that was kind of also just my fault for deleting those plates, I guess, too prematurely. You think Broken Jaw, Big Al, and I can name the third. Let's go with... Alan. Alan the Allosaurus, in honor of Dr. Alan Grant. Hopefully you like that one. Okay, everything's dead. Everything is freaking dead. But we've got an adult here that's hungry. They just are refusing to eat. Is there a mechanic that I'm not knowing about? Hold on. Sandbox settings. I'm going to feel real bad if this is the case. Where's Dinosaur? Oh, Dinosaur low, no disease. Why are they not... I don't see anything in here that would prevent them from eating one another. Are they not true cannibals? They just kill each other? Does anybody have any thoughts, or have they noticed anything glaringly wrong with my setup? Because that's dead, that's dead. There are corpses all over the place. Pam's gonna die. Is this just the extinction of the Majungasaurus? We've got a female here that... Oh wait, it's just a little baby. Refusing to eat. You're dead. You're alive. So we have one remaining male and 1, 2, 3 remaining females, but 2 of those females are not in good shape. Is anybody actually eating the corpses? Because if nobody's eating the corpses, then this is all for naught. Babies can't go in deep water. True. No, I don't think they can. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Did it not go in deep water up here? I thought we actually did see it go up there. Because it's the adult that's struggling on health, not the baby. Baby boy. Nothing occupying those nests. Okay, well then maybe the baby can't go in? I'm not sure. On Sunday, you're going to go to a big museum that has dinosaur fossils and has models of prehistoric sharks. That's really freaking cool. That sounds awesome. I'm trying to make my way out to a museum here soon. Go to one of the local Texas museums that we have. Look at you just following your mama. Why are you still struggling so bad? Is it because maybe what you're saying is you will not go and get that food because your baby can't leave this area? Is that it? Like, you could walk in there and get food, but because your baby can't swim and leave this area, you're not leaving this area? Is that the case? Here's what we're doing. Add tasks. Tranquilize. We're moving these guys into the heat of the mix. And we're going to see what happens here. Wait. Did you just eat something? No, you just swooped your head down. Why are these guys not eating? That's really obnoxious. I feel like they should be able to. You've already made the kill, might as well go eat the food. The fact that they're killing each other makes me think that everything mechanic-wise, or like settings-wise, is in its correct place. And it's just a matter of they just aren't working properly because they won't eat each other. They're just killing and then not eating. Yeah, we're about to lose that female. That female's in the process of dying. That one's also in the process of dying. So yeah, if they don't figure out how to eat these carcasses soon, the Majungasaurus are just going extinct. I don't know. Used to live in Seminole, Texas a long time ago. You worked in the oil fields back then. Dang. Seminole, Texas, that's really cool. Maybe not exactly the most hustle and bustle place in the entire world, but, you know, just saying it's cool that you are also from Texas. See. Trying to pull that up on my map to get my bearings on where exactly that is. Oh, okay, so it's pretty up north, kind of in the... Well, I don't want to go saying too much. In case that's... Well, no, you already said what town it is. Kind of towards the London sort of area. Don't know why I was, like, being protective of that. I didn't want to out you if you didn't want to be outed. Okay, so take you and you, and we're moving the two of y'all in here. We'll move you here. This will give y'all a chance to breed and expand and do whatever it is that you want to do. And it will also give the Majungasaurus something to actually fight for. It might already be too late for them, though. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I kind of got a bad feeling that we're down to the final moments of this because it ain't looking good. Definitely is not looking good. Go ahead and time warp, because I hate how long it takes. Come on, little ones. That one, yeah, the baby's hungry now as well. So hopefully moving y'all in here will help out a little bit. I get the bad feeling that this is just going to instantly kind of destroy the baby Patagotitan. But I think that if we want this whole thing to actually stay balanced, that's the only way that this could work. I guess I could have come in and squeezed out a couple more. It's like small creatures to run around. Like if we had released some Lystrosaur type creatures, we could say that those were kind of like the little Simasuchus things that were running around. Like a little compy? Or actually, I get the feeling that these guys might like compies for some reason. And I don't mean the taste of compies. Let's see. Info. Oh wait, no, it'd be comfort? Oh, well, I guess you can't get comfort stats on a dead dog. Oh no! It's happening already. Oh man. I didn't want to see that, but it is. Comfort stuff. Is it this one? Likes, no like species, dislikes everything due to the aggressive trait. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, they do like scavengers, so they would not eat a compy anyways. Okay, the baby Patagotitan, poor little guy, is gonna need to really eat up some food fast if it wants to actually recover from this thing's hunting. It's down to 87% health now. It's losing health by the moment with this hunger. And it's definitely not helping that this thing is now being hunted. I think we just lost another creature. We're down to one male, the OG Anjanthan, the Anjananth. Keep saying that weird. Oh, we just lost Big Bertha. Whoa. Okay, so now that's going to save the not the Metricanth, that's going to save the Majungasaurus, since they refuse to eat from one another. At least have this massive corpse here to feast on. That's going to save their species. So long as... Oh, wait. Did we lose all the others already? Starve to death, starve to death. Oh, shoot. They all died now. So the only way that we could bring them in is if... Okay, well, hold on. We're going to go ahead and bring in one last female Majungasaurus. Since really the only reason why we let them die is because we assumed that they would have the ability to eat each other. I guess Frontier messed up and they don't actually eat each other. Either that or somehow one of my settings isn't right, but if it is wrong, then I don't understand what possible setting I need to change in order to turn that on. So we're going to move one more female in here, and then we'll see where it kind of goes from there. But I mean, we're close to wrapping this thing up anyways. We're down to the last like 10-15 minutes. Oh, we have another quiz question. Let's go take a look at that. We'll try out... We don't like the nocturnal ones, so we'll do this one, even though it has the aggressive trait. Female. Let's see. Make sure to plant ground fiber and ground fruit for the baby. They can't reach the tall stuff. Oh, okay, interesting. I thought, Let me pause the game real quick in case that's a pressing issue. We'll bring you up here. Somewhere? Anywhere? Oh, there was a little spot right there. There we go. Alright, yeah, let me check on that, because I assumed that, like, obviously you got tall plants, but you've also got a lot of little stuff on the ground here. So do these not also give you short stuff? Okay, yeah, see, the Cycads Grove do provide food for babies. They provide ground fruit and ground fiber. But they might... I don't know, let's see. Comfort, influence. It does need a little bit of ground nut. That might be a thing. But let's just put in some seeded plants in here as well and see if maybe that helps out. We'll move these ones over here just to try and encourage them to expand this way towards the other Patagotitan, because now we've literally only got... I guess once this guy grows up, we'll have 2 males, but that's not going to happen before this thing ends. So we've got 1 male way up here. Oh, this poor thing had to watch its mom die. That's so sad. And then 1 lonely petunia way down here. Give petunia a male because that was the only female near the other male. I guess that's true. We can do that real quick. Why not? We'll give them 1 final effort. Begin. Yeah, she didn't really have a very fair chance. Lonely Petunia is no longer gonna be lonely. What a treat. What a day. Okay, hopefully everybody's behaving themselves up there. Oh yeah, I forgot. You got our new quiz question, so I'll have to take a look at that here in a second. Hey Ghost, how's it going? You're unfortunately here just in time for us to kind of wrap this thing up, but I hope you're having a good day. We won't be here for too much longer.
Dinosaurs have a bias towards needing authority. The alpha tends to take that role.
Look at the little baby! I'm glad that it's still doing well.
We should keep an eye on this.
I thought it was just going to instantly get murked, but it's out here thriving. This guy, he's still on the come up. His health is improving. Female's health is improving. All right, we're looking okay so far. I think that we might actually stand a chance to have a balanced ecosystem now. Well, at least they both stand an equal chance of surviving, that is. Who knows? The Majungasaurus could grow in numbers way too fast for the Patagotitans to be able to actually sustain the Majungasaurus, and then everything will just collapse and go extinct. But we're not touching anything else. We're gonna just let this play out from this point on and kind of see what happens. You just got home from school. Your name is Jose. Oh, because you're saying Jose. Oh, that's funny. So JC Nora says we should name it Jose. And then Ghost says that's their name. So I guess that makes it perfect. Jose, the Patagotitan. Soon to be a father, hopefully. Lonely Petunia is no longer going to be lonely. You have a friend. You're just Petunia now. Hopefully y'all get along. I assume you will. That reminds me that in a different video I did, I don't know if I actually even talked about it or if I cut it out of the video. I think it's in there. We found a Parasaurolophus that just like strayed way off from the rest of the herd and was like super lonely on its own over there. And I thought it would be really, really neat if they added in some sort of trait. It's like an outcast trait sort of thing, where they just don't like to really be around other people. I thought that would be cool to kind of see. Like, it was really sad in the moment to watch that one, but that would be an interesting mechanic if they added in traits that gave more like personalities. Like, this one loves to be in big groups, or this one likes to be like all by itself, and it's just like a little outcast sort of thing. Or even if they had, like, for example, with the Majungasaurus, since they can be cannibals, like if this guy were to kill one of its own members of its species, then the rest of them could like outcast him from their herd type of thing, and he would just go on a tear killing other species members and stuff like that, and he could just be, yeah, I don't know, I just think that something like that would be really cool to see Frontier do. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Alright, so we got that little dude gonna grow up in 7 years. This guy, Bigfoot, way up here doing his own thing, and then way down here we've got Jose. Extended a half hour for Ghost, lol. Y'all are too much, man. Alright. We will extend it 30 more minutes just because you're being so nice and buttering me up. We will extend it to 5 o'clock. So that means we have 44 more minutes. Chaotic laugh. Oh no. Post Dino says they agree. They said, please do it. Outcast is a cool trait. Yeah. I think that would be super sweet to do. Oh, we've got another guy in here that I haven't seen. Mr. Trunk is cool. Really loved the video where he switched the maps. Hey, we did that one with Tiago. He's the guy that's talking 2 chats above you. But Tiago says, you're going to take a shower and make some food. So thanks for the stream, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the stream. Thanks, Tiago. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll have a lovely rest of your night. Enjoy the shower. Get nice and relaxed. Maybe you can send a friend request and make a group dedicated about dinosaur quizzes. Yeah, definitely pop in the Discord if you haven't already done so, and then the two of us can get in talks about maybe trying to set up some sort of quiz thing, because I do agree that that would be a lot of fun and a good way to engage with everybody. Alright, it seems like once again everything has stabilized. Oh wow, the baby's running way up here. I guess it wants to get back to its nest, or was it being hunted? Why are you up here? Oh no. I think it is being hunted. Majungasaurus isn't even that hungry, but it just... Yeah, it's hunting. Oh! Wait. It died? Okay, no, it's still up. Oh, it got really injured, though. I didn't think it was going to take that much of a beating. Oh, no. I didn't think you... I thought it was just going to be a little wound. Oh, no, you might... We might lose the baby Patagotitan here soon. Go eat the big dead one that's over there already. Or did it disappear already? Okay, all the dead bodies are gone now, so it's going to have to hunt if it wants more food. But you're not even that hungry. You're good on health, and you're a good little ways away from being hungry still, so chill. Chill. Stop the chaos, I know. Leave my poor little baby alone. It's okay, Schnookums. Daddy might fight. I know, Daddy got up right there. He was not about to let that slide. Well, he is walking away now. But dude, I still don't understand why Frontier has not come out and allowed sauropods to fight back. Like, what are you waiting for? If this thing could get up on its hind legs and stomp down, or bring that tail and just whip it around and just absolutely destroy something, that'd be so, so cool. They need to do that. Back but not done. Did not mean to say that. Oh, wait, did I miss something? Oh, again, I keep getting distracted because things happen. We never went and read the quiz thing. Let's see. This dinosaur lived in the late Jurassic period and stood between early sauropods and true giants. What do you mean by true giant? Keeping a mostly bipedal stance while still showing the long... Uh-oh. No! No! Why? There went our first offspring, and our only offspring of the Patagoditans. The Majungasaurus is going to live to see another day. But the Patagoditans really need to get breeding. Good news for the Patagoditans, though. If you're on Team Patagotitan, the good news is we've got female down here. And now that she's got some age under her belt, she's probably, yeah, she's at her highest percentage of breeding. So that means that now whenever they go to actually have a clutch of eggs, we'll most likely be able to get more than one egg this go around. And the sooner we introduce more females, the better off they're going to do as well. Because you're only as viable as your females are, pretty much. If you have females, you can lay more eggs. If you had a bunch of males, you can't really do anything. You're still limited to the amount of females that you have, because you can only produce so many eggs at a time, if that makes sense. Okay, so at least we got that going for us. Do you have a nest in your territory? I don't see anything holding you back. What's your territory? Your territory includes this nest now. Okay. So yeah, they should be more than able to breed. That's weird to picture them walking up there. That's interesting. I didn't think that they'd be able to get there, but go at it. Okay, so let's see. Late Jurassic period, stood between early sauropods and true giants, keeping a mostly bipedal stance while still showing the long-necked body plan of its lineage. Are we talking, I think this might be Triassic period, but I'm wanting to say the Plateosaurus? Plateosaurus? Great job, Frontier, cough cough. I know. If Frontier just allowed the cannibals to actually eat their own kind, like cannibals would do, we wouldn't have had this problem. But instead, they just kill each other and stay starving. Did you at least eat from this? Yes, you did. I was going to say, don't let this go to waste as well. Y'all better enjoy every single last second of this guy, because you've broke my heart. You broke a lot more of him, but you broke my heart. And that's sometimes even worse than the physical damage. Just needs draw, you meant to delete, but you didn't have the time. No worries. Well, hopefully you can still get some more drawing time in. Yep, I'm traumatized. I know. Pretty much sums it up, right? Unfortunate that these guys can't just hunt down the larger guys as well. I guess actually, in this current state of things, it's a good thing. But if they had been able to do that, then we wouldn't have potentially had to lose our baby. They could have just gone for that. I guess from a realism standpoint, though, I picture a Majungasaurus as being 10 times more likely to try and pick off a baby than it would be to just go for this thing. So I guess at least that kind of has a little bit of logic behind it, I suppose. Oh, okay. I forgot that we did expand our river. Earlier I was talking about how it looked wider whenever that rainstorm came through. But that's because we did add it and we never went and trickled out the newly expanded part that we made. So we can go ahead and thin it up and make it look like a little bit of a weaker river again. Sorry if my voice is starting to sound a little bit weird. Been talking for a long time now, and my throat's starting to get scratchy. That's why this is going to be the final 30-minute period. So enjoy it while it lasts. Get your hopes, or get your last few, I completely forgot where that sentence was going, I guess. Enjoy it while it lasts. Oh, it's been a long stream. Thankfully, these guys look like they're doing happy over here. I just got some sort of notification. I don't know if that means maybe these guys... Aha! That must have been what it was. It looks like they claimed their nest. Let's go. So they'll be on their way to the nest. It's probably going to take them about 20 minutes to get there, so I'll go ahead and increase the speed for now. Anjananth is fighting with its mate. Just a little dispute. Doesn't look like they actually got into it too terribly, thankfully. Okay, second clue. Its forelimbs were unusually long for its group, nearly matching its hind limbs. This gave it a semi-quadrupedal posture when feeding and allowed it to reach for food that some herbivores could not reach. Okay, this is feeling like your trickiest one so far. So it was primarily bipedal, you said, right? Go back to clue number 1. Where is clue number 1? Stood between early sauropods and true giants, keeping a mostly bipedal stance. Long forelimbs. Unusually long for its group, nearly matching its hind limbs. Oh, so no, okay, I see. So it's not that it has crazy long forelimbs, it's that it has long forelimbs for being a quadrupedal animal. Like, this was the transition towards being quadrupedal, I guess. So it's more of like an Edmontosaurus with long arms is what it sounds like you're getting at. Gave it a semi-quadrupedal posture when feeding, allowed it to reach for food that some herbivores could not. Third clue, its skull was short and box-shaped with simple peg-like teeth, ideal for stripping leaves. I'm starting to think iguanodon at this point. It swallowed plant matter, largely unprocessed. Fourth clue, most fossils came from East Africa. Okay, not thinking iguanodon anymore. East Africa, especially Tanzania, where it lived alongside early sauropods like the Giraffatitan in warm floodplains filled with conifers and ferns. This is so fun. I love these little clues or these little quizzes that you're doing. It carried a large curved thumb on each hand. Paleontologists interpret this as a defensive weapon, useful for deterring predators rather than feeding. Okay, so then now I am back to iguanodon. I guess, is there another iguanodontid species over in Africa? Or maybe just the iguanodon just spanned all the way over there, did it? Holy cow, I needed that water. My throat is on fire. Therizinosaurus is another interesting shout, but obviously it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case after hearing about the thumb spike and everything. It's got to be iguanodon. It said eggs found. Oh, sweet. Let's go, baby. In 5 minutes time, we'll be the proud owner. Oh, just one egg again. Okay. But it's a step in the right direction. All right, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Keep time warping so that we get to see this thing as soon as possible. Nobody up here anymore. Where is everybody? We got big boy here, female Majungasaurus there, male here, and then way down here, we've got a male and female Patagotitan with a baby on the way. I hope that this is a female. If this is a female, this is good news for our Patagotitan herd. Which the healthier our Patagotitan herd is, the healthier our Majungasaurus herd is. We might even want to throw in a few more nests, shall we? I think these ones over here. Wait, did I not have a nest here? I swear I did. Did I only think about putting one in here? Maybe. Let's try putting in more nests. I think if we throw in a couple more in here, then we could have like a little nesting ground. And hopefully this isn't going to destroy everything. Oh my god, it actually didn't. Let's go. So I'll duplicate a couple more here. A nice little batch of 3. Let's edit these so they don't all look completely identical. We'll do that by getting rid of those trees. And that'll be good enough. Now they just have a nice little nesting ground. Oh wait, here we go. It's back, baby! Welcome to your new home. Please be a bouncing baby girl. Or I guess, do they reserve bouncing baby boy for boys? Just keeping the bees, and then the girls have something else, like a gorgeous baby girl? Oh, it's another male. Dang it. Okay, we need a female. But at least this is working. Hopefully they will continue to populate the Patagotitan herd. Alright, we really need more females. How long until you can breed again? Oh! 75 minutes. Bad news. Bad news. Oh, by the time that comes, you might be way past your peak reproduction period. Was there another hint in here? I guess it must not have been iguanodon since you did not say any of us were correct. No, said it when it had the box-shaped head. It's a female name. Oh, you said Therizinosaurus whenever you heard about the box-shaped head. Okay, I see. The only other one that you can think of would be a Rhinoceros, but you can't remember if they had thumb spikes. I don't think that they did. Patagotitan name suggestions for the male, Tiny, and for the female, Tina. Okay, well, we got a male out of it, so we'll name you Tiny. Tiny Tim. Not in the entire Jurassic World Evolution franchise. It's a tricky one. Nobody can guess it. You will reveal the name. Okay. Yeah, if it's not the iguanodon or iguanodon related species, then I'm kind of out of guesses. It's not that Plateosaurus thing I talked about? I feel like that might have been Triassic. But let's see. When did Plate... The late Triassic. Okay, so it's not that. I don't know. I do not have any more guesses. I'm not sure what it could be. I feel like it has to be some sort of iguanodontid. I feel like I'm gonna be hitting myself when I figure out what it is and feel like it's really obvious. I'm gonna be so disappointed whenever I find out what it is, aren't I? I'll try to keep this game moving in 3 times speed. Even then, I don't think that there's any wild chance that we'll get back to the point where we can breed more eggs, because, let's see, a third of that would be basically 20 more minutes, and we only have 20 more minutes anyways. Like, it's more than 20 minutes still. More like 23 minutes. And we just don't have time for that. Dang, that's a bummer. Okay, well then this, I guess you could say that on the bright side, we have reached an equilibrium. The Majungasaurus are going around and doing their thing, and they're not dying. They're definitely getting hungry again though, but technically, I guess technically they could go and feed off of some of these things. I don't know how far into life you are. Where is that information? Oh, I guess you don't get to display it quite as obviously as the females do. You have to come like way in here for the males in order to see. Age is 23. An average lifespan is 32 to 80. Wow. So you actually could die somewhat soon. Because I think that the only way that the Majungasaurus could continue to thrive without sending Patagotitan into extinction is if this guy dies. Because if they just come over here and they pick off this baby again, then Patagotitan's just never going to be able to make any sort of ground at all. It says they're missing food. They should have access to it right there. Low health. Who has low health? You do? Oh wait, that's the Joshua tree. Let's give this guy a few more Psychid Growth then. Give him a little bit of this. There you go, buddy. Go feed up. Okay, I think he's headed that way now. Are you? Are you not? Hold on. You're concerning me. Looking for food? Okay, let's bring in more, because I really don't want to see you die already. This should be in your territory, so I don't really understand why you're not coming over to eat this. This what you want? I can't. I've given you everything that you could possibly have here, buddy. In terms of food. You're actually just about to die on us, aren't you? Well, that's not good. That's not good. You'll subscribe if you make a video of the Allosaurus, but you have to make an environment based on the first pick of Montana. What do you mean, the first pick of Montana? Like if I just Google the first picture of Montana? I'll have to look into that. Oh, wow. What a dramatic way to go. That's so sad. Look at those big toes, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in a big horseshoe, pretty much. Dang, that's a bummer. Okay, well, I don't know why that one wouldn't go and eat its food, but it didn't. So now we just have to hope that Majungasaurus can find that, which is definitely not going to do. Never heard of that one, but you don't think it has a thumb spike? I know, I can't believe we lost. I'm so sad. I think that this thing has reached a bit of a plateau. Honestly, I think that if we just had more, that it could do it. Like if we left everything exactly as it is, but we just included more. Like for example, if we were to come in and pop in just simply one more female Patagotitan to where we have 2 of them producing, then I think that it would have done it. But the entire time we only ever had 1 breeding pair at a time, and I think that's what kind of was our demise.
Incubation personnel, please stand by.
So yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to really feel out how the rest of this experiment is going to go anymore, because we've only got 15 more minutes to even to see what sort of direction this could go in. But if people are interested to continue trying to see if we can get this ecosystem like stabilized and working, then we can definitely revisit this at another point in time, if people would be interested in that. So, with that being said, let's switch to a new poll.
Asset has been collected.
New poll. Like us.
Asset transported.
Okay, so I just started the new poll. This would be if you wanted to see it in a another stream type format. I don't think that we'd make a full-on video out of this. It's just been really laid back and casual, but it has been fun. I've really enjoyed coming in here and doing this. Oh, Majungasaurus. Wait. Oh, you just ate. Okay. Where's your partner? Oh, no. Majungasaurus is going to go extinct now because there's no possible way that that male is getting down there. It's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely. Low on food, and the moment that that hits 0, I think its health is going to just start plummeting. Accidentally pressed no. What the heck, Nora? I think that the only saving grace for this Majungasaurus now would be if by some crazy chance this Patagotitan died at a surprisingly young age. It is currently... Oh. No, by the time that this thing reached 32 years old, which I think is the earliest that this thing even has a chance of dying, this thing would be long past its hunger point. So the only way that this thing will actually survive is if by some crazy chance it happens to go down there and discover that food. I don't know how in the world I accidentally just turned on this yellow terrain view, but that's interesting. Oh, what did that noise mean? Did we just lose the... Alright, we just lost that dead baby, which means that, ain't gonna happen, Captain. Oops, you pressed no. Sorry, it was an accident. It's okay. It looks like yes is strongly winning anyways. Got 75% of the vote so far. Okay. Your Pato is still alive? Is a Pato for Patagotitan, or what is Pato? Because you spelled it with a T, which is throwing me off a little bit. I mean, excuse me, you spelled it with a D, which is throwing me off just a wee bit. Okay. So this male, I think, has just officially given up. It did its lay down of defeat. I do not know. once again, like I said before, I think that if we just did a little bit more of each species, it could maybe happen. So if we came in and we started with like 3 Patagotitan females and 3 Patagotitan males, and then we started with 2 males and 2 females of the Majungasaurus, I think that that could have worked. I think that we just started out with too few to where, while there was a small chance that it could have happened, it didn't happen type of thing. Like, it was just too volatile. Let's see. Well, that means that Patagotitan wins this enclosure and you build it out proper for them, lol. I know. I guess I could finally give them more of the leafy greens and stuff that they were hoping for. Next stream, we'll try another versus an enclosure. Oh, I see what you mean. Like, we'll try the same sort of concept, but instead of Majungasaurus and Patagotitan, we could try out the new Irritator and, like, its prey item type of thing. Well, that actually probably wouldn't work quite as well because they don't even really need proper prey. They just come out here into the water and catch fish. But that same sort of concept where we just come out here and do, like, T-Rex versus Triceratops or something. Even though that did not exist at the same time either. I don't think that fight, even though it's the most iconic dinosaur fight, I don't think that ever happened. Let's see. Did T-Rex live at the same time as Triceratops? Or they did live at during the same environment. Okay, yeah, see, because I knew that they both... What's the like iconic fossil fight that like everybody thinks of but but never actually happened? I guess they're talking about, is it Rex versus Spinosaurus? That must be the one then. Yeah, because those guys both lived out in like the West Texas-y sort of area. Like, you can find fossils to both of those out there, which I think is pretty cool. Are any of you guys using a nest? Anybody got babies on the way? Maybe just if we go here, feeding, looking for food, roaming. Nobody got babies on the way. And you are definitely about to die. Unfortunate. Well, that kind of feels like it's the grand conclusion for this. We already know how this is going to play out. Homeboy over there is just going to go down. And then that'll spell the end of it. I mean, Majungasaurus will technically still be around thanks to number 11 here, but you can't produce any more generations if you don't have a male. You at least need 1 male and 1 female. Okay, we've got one more quiz question. This will be the last one of the day. You gotta aim for some area-ish, not time period. Jurassic Park had like 0 Jurassic animals, if you remember. True. This early Cretaceous predator from China was a large feathered tyrannosaurid, adapted to cold climates in Jurassic Evolution 3. It thrives in snowy habitats and acts as a powerful mid-sized carnivore. Well, I mean, that's got to be you, Tyrannus, then. Right? You stream a vid of paradise of plant-eating dinos. You guys would like just almost like a game trail sort of stream? Where nothing would happen other than just setting this up almost like it was a game trail. Just like sitting here like this. Use it as some like desktop background sort of thing to fall asleep to. Could be kind of satisfying, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. That would be cool. I could definitely see myself enjoying something like this for a little bit. Just looking out at like a nature cam. And then you could, that'd be super cool if like you could switch between cameras too. And it would be like the nest cam, where we're just in here looking to see them pop out little baby eggs and stuff like that. That's a pretty cool view. That would be super sweet. Let's see. Greg T. Trans is awesome, but the Dino Quiz channel? Yeah, we'll still be in conversation. Don't you worry. After this, I'm going to take a break and go eat lunch, because I haven't even eaten lunch yet. and it's freaking 5 o'clock now. So I'm going to go and take care of that. Because this went on for way longer than I expected it to. We've been doing this for a long time now. But it's been a lot of fun, and it seems like you guys have hopefully been enjoying it as well. So thanks again for everybody so much for stopping by. I'll probably go ahead and wrap this up here. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Have a fantastic freaking days. I've had so much freaking fun doing this with y'all. Dude, I just love sauropods, man. Look at me, his little plant. This would definitely have to be one of the trail cameras. It's just down here in the sauropod oasis area. A little cliff cam action like this. Or no, I want it to be kind of like at head height with them. Something like here. That's the view right there. That's the one. That'd be super cool. I don't even know if that's what y'all are meaning a moment ago or not. Oh, and there is the extinction of the Majungasaurus. Not the true extinction, but the functional extinction. Because we've still got the female roaming about. But they are now functionally extinct. Unless she happened to just randomly be carrying some eggs in her. This species is a goner. Which I'm shocked that they never did actually reproduce. They had access to eggs. Both of them were well fed at one point in time. But yeah, they just never bred eggs. And so that ended up being the demise of the Majungasaurus. Had they bred, we would have been able to see this continue, but they just did not end up doing that. You stream a vid. Oh wait, I already just read that one. Wait, no, I did read that before, but you sent it again. Is that not what you meant a moment ago by doing the little trail cam sort of thing? That's what I was trying to do a little example of a moment ago. But now I don't think we're on the same page. Honk honk. Tell us how you really feel. Alright everybody. We're gonna wrap it up there. They mate for life. Oh, that's right. That was mated with a different one. I forgot that that was the original male, so that's why they never moved on. It was he lost his wife. He lost his original mate. Very true. So yeah, these guys just never stood a chance. They were functionally extinct a long time ago. Whoopsies. Okay, well now we know this going into the future. Take a nice little mental note of that, everybody. Cool. Then I guess there's nothing really left to say, so thanks everybody. I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a fantastic rest of your days. I'll see you later. Bye bye.